More. There's this one, which might be.
Go on, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, class.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's perfect for Eric. Look at it.
Chinny's like the lecturer.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Fuck off.
I didn't do the reading.
We're in a kitchen, I think, for the next one.
Kitchen, that's perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, hey.
Here we go. Let's have a look. Hey. Oh, why am I not in it?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Why are you?
You're not cool enough to be in this kitchen.
Shit.
You can't handle the heat, so you got out of the kitchen, I guess.
Can't handle the kitchen.
Yeah. But look, my face is going away.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Your face is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Back.
Yay.
This is awful.
Hey, we're at I don't know where this is supposed to be.
It's meant to be some weird
sort of
woodland lecture hall or something. I don't know.
Think tank.
I don't understand the nature of these. Like, what? It's going to be less alienating if you see yourselves as being in some virtual place?
Totally. And it's so
Is
realistic.
that what Zoom is thinking?
So realistic.
Well, there's
man.
nothing wrong with the graphics. It's just silly.
I feel like I'm there. I'm looking at it and I'm like, my mind is melting.
No, you're not there.
Wow. I have to keep looking around to check.
Nope, don't look around. Don't check. You're not.
Anyway, are we doing this?
Anyway,
Is this
I'm
happening?
ready to do this. Are you
You
ready
know
to do
what?
this?
I just don't feel like it. Should we just not?
Too bad, we're starting anyway.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
I'd rather just play Back for Blood. Or something.
Nothing. Welcome yo to the veteran gamers.
Shit, what have I played? I gotta type it in the Google Docs very
Hurry up,
quickly
type it in.
and pretend that I'm not making it up on the spot.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I've gone totally blank. Shouldn't have had a wank. Should have had a wank.
Don't believe the
I've
hype.
gone totally blank. Should have had that wank.
You gotta be that f***ing diamond in the rough.
Oh god, I literally have gone blank on what I've
Switch that console up before you have to.
Oh my glob.
Jesus, oh how I love you, Jesus.
Hello and welcome to episode 615 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
615. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu, that was pretty good.
And I'm deaf.
You're what? I can't hear you.
Wow. Who knew Duke could hold a note for so long?
What's the matter, kid? You got wax in your ears?
Badly,
Yeah, we are not
shall I say,
military
badly.
veterans, people. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
Yeah, we are.
And we
Chinny's
stream
back,
on
by the way.
Twitch
He's
and
back.
YouTube.
Hello.
Yay, Chinny's back.
Yeah, Chinny's
Yay.
back. He was away last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Doing
He was
weird-
in Ireland.
He was doing weird stuff with Bongo.
Oh yeah. It was
I saw the jacuzzi photos.
Yep.
I was a bit
What was
concerned.
the highlight of the trip?
I was a bit concerned it was naked jacuzzi. Just
Woo,
saying.
naked.
That jacuzzi was probably that whole spa treatment place was probably the one of the
Was
best.
that not Bongo's house?
No.
I'm like, wow, Bongo has got an incredible jacuzzi.
no, that was like a spa resort place.
Oh, I thought it was Bongo's house. I was like, wow, that's
that
impressive.
would be impressive, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yes,
no,
it would.
it was like a spa resort.
ISIH.
So like the first day was go here, a few Game of Thrones things, bam, 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 spa resort, go. And then like when we got there, right, I hadn't met his wife before, and we got there and you know, so hello.
Is it Judith? Judith,
Hello.
is it?
Judith, yeah, hello,
Judith.
hello. And some of you might not know that Robin is one of the hosts of the Overseas Connection on the, which is on,
That's right.
which is live now.
There he is.
You can check them out now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You could play us both at the same time. It would be
Yeah,
an
that'd be
interesting
weird.
experience.
He's also him and Judith are foster parents, so they foster lots of kids as well. And I think they've had 24 kids all together, if you add them
Goodness.
all up.
I didn't realize it was that many. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
A lot of kids.
at the moment they've got 3 or 4, and 2 of them were there, and then one of them was in the car when Bongo picked me up, and you know we were
Cool.
saying hello and blah, blah, blah. and they were lovely. And then like Judith was like, "Are you guys hungry?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can have something to eat. Yeah, we can." So I turn around or put my stuff in the room or something, and then all of a sudden Judith's just got this banquet like
Wow.
on the table, just like
She just pulled the sheet off.
yeah, she's just like
just
it's
created
just something
it.
I threw together. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Eat.
It's not a big deal. Just
It's
whatever.
just a little bit of something.
Just had
I just
had
whipped
lying
up
around.
a Cornish hen, and I got 16 roasts here,
I
and
was
I
just
got
like,
17 pounds of
fuck it out,
potatoes
and
and
she
some
had, like,
asparagus and broccoli.
cheeses and bread and just all these
Yeah.
things. And I was like, oh my god,
Very nice.
which was great. And then
Show
yeah,
us
then
pictures.
Did you take
Did you take pictures of
Have
this
you got
banquet?
Pictures of the
No.
banquet?
No, I
What
didn't
the
take
heck?
pictures
What are
of
you doing?
I'd only
Yeah,
just
wasn't
got
it?
there.
Picture it didn't happen. Don't you know the internet meme?
If I'd
What
took
you
a
do for the
picture,
Instas?
if I'd took
Oh
a
my
picture
God.
of them just laying the table, it would have looked like I've never eaten before.
You wouldn't have been in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you've got to do
So
it for
what
the
are you being in the
Instas.
moment? We know
Yeah,
it's
what's the matter with
important.
you?
So
Come on.
yeah, but like Bungo took us around a few Game of Thronesy things, and then the first night
Ooh.
was a spa, and the second day we did a few more Game of Thrones. There was a rope bridge, but we couldn't go to the rope bridge; it was blocked off because of COVID. Because apparently, I don't know if you know, but rope bridges are the biggest contagious thing when it comes to.
I knew that.
Rope loves viruses.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it
loves it.
does.
Yeah, or viruses love rope.
So couldn't do that, but we saw it and we took some pictures there, and
Okay.
we did some other things on the Sunday. But then we play. I think me and Tara, we just played like football and stuff outside with the kids, and like that was probably
Cool.
like the best fun we had that day.
Nice.
And then I was in his game room, which is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Seen
And
pictures.
Bongo
Pic-
still did the podcast last week, but I
Yeah.
played pool.
So he was not a punk, and you
Yeah,
were.
we
is that what you're
noticed that. I
saying?
actually noticed this and thought,
I-
wow.
well, I played
Wow.
pool in the background. I was like,
Fucking
"Hey,
wow.
Stu, you know
Uh,
me. If there's
you
a
were
pool
helping
table, I'm there."
Yeah, pool table, you're there.
There you go.
practicing. Practice.
Practice. So,
So, but and Chinny's not going to miss an opportunity to stomp some kids who don't know how to play snooker.
Exactly.
correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you
As
mean
big
you're only
fish, little
4?
pond.
Get your cue.
You mean
Yeah,
you can't see the
really.
top of the table?
So who cares?
So yeah, and then we drove. Bongo drove us to Belfast. We saw the Titanic Museum. I already knew the ending though, and then went through
She
that.
throws the diamond in the river.
Yeah. So that was good. The building is a cool building. Have you been there, Stu? To the
I
Titanic?
haven't. I've never been to Ireland.
No. Well, I would recommend it. It didn't
I
take.
know.
Time you go.
It didn't take that long to get there. From leaving the house to landing on the landing strip, it took about 2 hours.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
not
a
too
landing
bad.
strip outside your house?
Yeah, that's
That's awesome.
Ginny.
Yeah.
Tell you, it just
So
goes
I do.
out.
Yeah.
No, what I'm
Jumps
saying
on
is
the-
You should have a
from
car
there-
that flies
from
over.
driving to the airport, going through the airport, landing, it took about 2 hours, so it wasn't too bad. It's like a long drive, basically. Yeah, it was good. And then we
Well,
went to-
Google's telling me it's going to take 11 hours and 35
Yeah, it'll
minutes.
take
to
you
get
a
there,
while.
so I think
It'll
you're
take you a
lying.
while.
Yeah, it'll take a bit of
Yes,
time. Bit of time.
So then
for
we
you.
did the Titanic Museum. The building's very cool, the Titanic Museum, because it's inspired by the ship and the iceberg as well.
Wow.
So it looks
Bit
So they
like
weird.
make it new every day.
it looks
Yeah.
like two icebergs with
Yeah,
a
let's,
ship in the
let's
middle.
celebrate
Okay.
what killed everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't kill everybody.
But
Well,
it's
killed
a
lot of
cool
people.
design though.
A
It
lot of
looks
people.
Yeah.
really
A
cool,
lot of people.
and it's
Cool.
it's right by where the Titanic ships were made.
Yeah, they made this ship, right? So they made a ship that was unsinkable in Ireland, and then they're celebrating the fact that it actually sank.
Yeah. Hey, well, it
Well,
brings,
they're honoring it. They're memorializing
it
it.
brings in a lot of money that the tourism.
yeah,
Look at
really.
this giant iceberg that killed loads of people, and
Yeah.
the ship sank, and it wasn't meant to. What a shame.
What the one fact that I
Wow.
found out that I didn't know about, because everybody knows about the Titanic, don't they? That-
Everybody knows.
Everybody.
the one fact that I
Everybody
knew was
knows
Leo
The ship
Leo-
was sunk.
DiCaprio was not on it
What?
That's
what,
not what I
really?
saw.
because
I saw him
Leonardo
totally on it.
DiCaprio was
I saw him
not
at the
on
front of
that.
it doing like this. I'm the king of the world. Explain that.
no, because you
With
see
your
that was a
facts.
movie.
He wasn't
And-
So what?
born.
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio
How'd
was
they
born.
film that movie if he wasn't on the ship though? Hello,
Yeah,
think, man,
hello.
think.
He was born in 1974, and the Titanic sank in 1912.
Can
so
you believe?
Yeah, well,
he's
he
only
went back
2
in
years
time.
younger than me. He's only
He had a
2
crux
years younger.
capacitor.
who's only 2 years younger than you?
Leonardo DiCaprio. He was born in 1974. He's 2 years
Yes,
younger than me.
And all of his girlfriends are 2 years younger than Millie.
Is he really?
Yeah, because I was born in 1972.
And then they look pretty similar.
You and Leo
I'm
are 2
handsome.
years apart.
He's handsome.
I can't get that. My brain has just collapsed.
2 years younger than me. That's it. Yeah.
Oh dear. Deary me.
Dear
Oh,
me,
my
indeed.
goodness.
Yeah. I'm
All
glad
right,
you
let's
said
have
it.
a story time. I guess this has been a story time, but
Yeah.
maybe we can do another story time.
My
about the
favorite
Titanic?
time. It's story time.
Story time.
Which ocean liner would you like to talk about, Stu?
Well, I'd like to talk about the Queen Elizabeth II though, because that's
Oh yeah, they
rather nice
filmed
ocean
Barton
liner.
Fink there. The hotel.
I'm
the
just looking
restaurant
at.
scene.
I'm looking at celebrities that were born the same year as me.
All right, okay. Who is there? Who's
So
there? Anyone
we've
cool?
got Michael Phelps. He's the same
Oh,
age
yeah.
as me.
That's good.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the same age as
Oh
me.
yeah, okay.
Wow.
Anna Kendrick is the same age as me.
Yep.
Oh, is that right?
Lily Allen is the same age as me.
Nice.
Sierra, that popular crunk singer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit of a stretch, to be fair. There aren't many people famous from 1985.
Well,
Oh,
you're
I'm
too
looking
young.
now.
There aren't
Reese
many.
Witherspoon. These are the people born in '76. Cameron, Ryan Reynolds, Rashida Jones, Ann Perkins herself. There you go.
There
That's
aren't
all the
many.
important people born in that
Let's
year.
have let's see who I've got. I've got
So,
Ben Affleck.
Ain't
Ben
you guys
Affleck.
gonna ask me about my hat?
Ben Affleck.
Happy
was born
birthday, Ben Affleck.
Was born the year I was born. Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I've got quite a good year.
Ooh.
I've got quite a good year.
Oh, I've
David.
got what's her fucking name? Keira Knightley,
Sexy and I know it.
and I've got Gal Gadot, whatever her name is, the Wonder
Oh, yeah.
Woman, Gadot.
Yeah, Gal
Well,
Gadot.
I've got Dwayne the Rock
IDF
Johnson.
execution maker.
Oh, you got Dwayne the
Oh
Rock.
I've
yeah,
got
speaking of
Dwayne-
sexy, and I
and-
know it.
Whoa.
You've got a clip of me.
Whoa, he was born, get this, 8 days before me on the 2nd of May.
Dude.
I guess you're right. Who cares?
Wow, that's crazy.
That is
Cameron
crazy.
Diaz. I've got Cameron Diaz as well.
Ooh, I'm sorry,
Jude-
people. I tried to get a story going, but instead we're
Jude
just listing
Law.
celebrities from the same year.
My
we were
celebrities
born.
are awful.
Yours are terrible. Mine are really good. I've got some corkers. Idris Elba, I think, is probably the pinnacle.
We will talk about video games at some point.
No, I
SLH
think we
was
should
born in
do this.
Yeah,
1970.
what else have we
she
got? I'm
said.
having looking who else we got. Oh, Johnny Lee Miller. Johnny Lee Miller. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Born the same year as Gwyneth.
Okay, shoot.
SLH was born at the same year as DMX.
Oh,
Ash, gonna
nice.
give it to you. Gonna give it. So SLH, DMX. I'm sensing a trend here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Fat Joe also.
We're gonna nip this
And
in
Will
the bud
Arnett.
then.
Come on.
I've run out of good ones. They're all a bit crap. towards
Red
the
Man. Wow, she was born in the same year as a lot of good rappers. Tina
There you
Fey.
go.
She's a good rapper.
She's a good
Tina
rapper.
Fey,
Yeah.
Tina
She's a
Fey.
good rapper.
Queen
bottom.
Latifah.
Great.
Wow, really? Queen Latifah and DMX were born in the same year? Why did it take Redman or take DMX so long to get?
Why don't we
popular
just
in
do
rap?
a podcast about picking a year and
Yeah.
seeing
She
who was
started
born?
way early.
What the fuck?
Yeah, moving on. All right, I'll tell a story since nobody else has a story to tell.
Oh, okay.
So on Thursday morning, I wake up and the Duchess
That's a
and I
good job.
meditate, and then I go to take a shower and I'm running the water. It's not getting hot. Well, I'm running the water. What the what? I'm like, why isn't the water good? And I go down to the hot water heater, and there's all these warnings everywhere. Don't touch this, you will die. And
Wow.
I'm like, what are we supposed to do? And Duchess is like, oh, I think it's the pilot light. I'm like, I'm not trying to mess with that. What if gas has been building up? She's like, it's fine. So she lights it again, and then like 2 minutes later, it goes out. And I'm like, nah. So I have to take a cold shower because I have to go to school, and I can't go to school all crusted with filth. So I'm taking this cold shower.
Nice.
It's meant to be healthy.
Yeah.
That's
it's
me
meant to
off
be
a
good.
horrible attitude. Just terrible.
Meant to
Anyway,
invigorate you. Were you not invigorated?
I love how as soon as I start complaining about having to take a cold shower, everyone starts in. You and my students. It's not a big a deal. It's a fun. I like taking cold showers. Fine. You like taking cold showers? Take them all you want. I don't like having to take a cold shower because our water heater doesn't work. When was the last time you took a cold shower, Stu?
actually more
Summer. In the summer, when it was really hot. Just got under the cold. man.
Anyway, here's the thing. The Duchess got the hot water heater working on Friday morning. So I got to take a decent shower Friday morning. Yay. But then
I don't
all
know
through the day,
why,
she's
right?
texting me.
Can I just say, I've got this image of her hitting it with a spanner and stuff. I don't know why.
Yes, well, that's a
I
cute
can
image.
just
That
see
has
it.
nothing to
I
do with
think
the
it's
story,
because,
if I
you know,
may.
because of the lawnmower stuff. She loves getting stuck into stuff. I can just see her like with a big like wrench or something, you know.
Well, anyway, so she kept lighting it all through the day, and then but all day it kept going out, turning on, going out, turning on, going out. So Saturday, I was like, I guess whatever. Like I couldn't I could wash the dishes in lukewarm water because we had no heat. And I was just like, this sucks. So finally, I was just like, you know what? We just got to call somebody. I'm not trying to have no heat in the water for another 3 days until Monday. Like what? They come out at the end of the day Monday, maybe? So we call somebody out. And of course, there's an extra charge because it's the weekend. So there's that. And then the dude comes out and he's like, all right, let me try. And then he's like, no, it won't hold a charge. It's your gas pressure. Let's try to turn the furnace on. Turn the furnace. No, not working. So we pay this dude to come out and check on our hot water heater. It's nothing to do with him. So he can't even help us. Oof. So I'm like, God damn it. So we have to call the gas company who installed a regulator, and the guy who was here to fix the water heater goes, oh, it's probably your gas regulator. I'm like, they just put a new one in. So the dude comes back, and the gas dude comes out, and he goes, oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it should be working fine. So he switches out the regulator, and he's like, it's still not working. What the what? So he goes to the tank, and there's this little curly Q pipe. It's like a foot long, or maybe even half a foot long. And it's just in this little twist. And then it goes to some regulator on the tank.
Is he not a
And he goes, I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyway, so he goes, oh, there's some buildup on here. It looks like this pipe is messed up, and maybe this regulator, we should replace it. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just do what you need to do. So he finally does it. Everything's working all right, and now we have hot water. But what a freaking and he got done with that at 2:30 on Saturday. We had people coming over at 3. Wow. So all morning it was trying to contact people, trying to get people to come by, trying to run around, watch the dude as he's fixing the hot water heater, and then he tells us it's not that, and then we have to call the gas people, and then he comes out, and then running around, and so the guests come over, and I'm like, fuck all y'all. We can sit around and talk, but I ain't entertaining nothing with nobody. That's what I thought, but I didn't say it because I can't do that. I'm a good host. So I was like, hey, get your drink. Yeah. And it was nice to see our neighbors because, we haven't all got together in a while. So, yeah. And they had a cheese tray, and we drank some wine, and it was a lot of fun to hang out. And then, yeah, we've been watching Squid Games.
You mean you didn't have a banquet under a sheet?
No, I did not have a banquet under a sheet. We had some pumpkin bars that the Duchess made. They're very tasty.
Can I ask you a question, right? I just want to see
and I bought a jumbo honey bun.
Okay. I've got a question about your plumber. The plumber
what's
again.
That?
I did the same.
He wasn't a plumber. He was from All Comfort Services, repairman.
Whatever. Plumber, repairman, whatever. But
there's a difference between a plumber and a repairman, but go on.
All workmen are the same, right? This is what I'm trying to establish. I did it similar to British plumbers, stroke electricians, stroke plasterers, stroke any
kind of
trade. He wasn't
stroking nothing,
right? When he looked at it, did he go like this?
Nope.
Did he do that? That's what they do in the UK. That's what they do.
He got down. He lay down on the floor in order to see the pilot light, and he's sticking his arm in there, and he's like, well, it's lit. And it went out. All right. And then he took something else off and then put a gauge in. And then he was like, oh, look, it's going from 14 to 1. And I'm like, ooh, not 1. I'm like, what? I don't know what the 1 is. I don't know what 14 refers to. Wow. So anyway, that's the story of our weekend without hot water. But now it's over, and I'm supposed to be grading papers. But I got to be honest, my brain is so boiled from this week and from the weekend that I don't know. I feel like I should be grading papers, but I don't really have the capacity, mental or otherwise, to do it. So I'm not doing it right now. Maybe later I'll grade some papers. But for now, I'm going to eat my jumbo honey bun.
Wow. I finished Squid Games, by the way. I finished that last week, so
we're halfway done.
I'm done.
We're halfway done. So
I finished that, Stu.
Ginny's finished that. I've finished that. You're way behind the times, dude. What have you been doing?
Well, hey, I'm not going to jump and just watch things just because everyone else is watching it. I wanted to know more about it. I learned a little more. We gave it a shot. I'm glad we're watching it.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
I am, yeah.
I'm not sure
it's one of those
show you enjoy, though, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, that's the thing is that
I love it.
I don't know. I feel like it's very well done in many ways. It's got compelling stories. I think that, what bugs me about it is kind of the same thing that bugged me about A Quiet Place, which is, you could explore a lot of this stuff without having it be, you're about to die. Everyone's about to die all the time. You're going to die every second. You're about to die. Like,
that's the show, dude. That's the show.
Why does it have to be what you jump to? Why does it have to be that?
Well, that's kind of the show.
But you could do the same show with, like, you're going to lose a finger.
No, you couldn't.
Of course you could. That would be horrifying.
The stakes wouldn't be as high. The whole point
You're right, they wouldn't, but it would still be gruesome and terrifying and horrible.
I'm going to cut your hair
I think it's hair.
Well,
I didn't say hair.
No, I'm thinking of the least sort of brutal.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't. You're right. That would be very low stakes. I'm saying between cut your hair off and you die, there's a lot of options for creative approaches.
I've got one.
And
I've got
everybody
one.
just jumps right to you're gonna die. Everyone's gonna die.
One.
Dude,
what if
I'm
going to cut your nail, but like really far in, so it really hurts?
Like in Syriana, George Clooney in Syriana.
Fucking hell, that'd be all. Or I'm
yes,
give
everyone loves your unboxing video, Chinny.
I'm going to give you a paper cut.
Yeah, well, those can be nasty.
Yeah.
That's Swimming with Sharks does that. Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's talk about video games. Oh God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! What the hell is happening?
I was trying to play it one way, and then I opened it up another way, and it was playing twice.
Jesus Christ! I felt like we went to a different dimension.
That was a cool
that's the Squid Game. That's the Duke Games.
The Duke Games.
It was like a 70s sci-fi show.
Welcome to Duke Games. If you see who I am, you're gonna die. If you trip, you're gonna die. If the robot sees you, you're gonna die. If you eat all of your chicken sandwich, you're gonna die. If you don't eat all of your chicken sandwich, you're gonna die.
Gamble, say it.
And Elliot Kalin on the Flophouse podcast was talking about how it seems to him, he said, it seems to me in a lot of Korean movies, people are right on the verge of screaming at each other all the time. And he works in a writer's room with two guys whose families are from Korea. And he mentioned that and they went, yeah, that's pretty much right.
So it is.
Can I ask one final question before we move on? Did you watch it the right way, Duke?
Well, we've been switching between them because we watched the first episode while we were eating takeout dinner on Friday night, and then we watched the third episode while eating takeout dinner Saturday night. And while we're eating, at least for me, the Duchess doesn't seem to mind as much. I hate having to try to
it's hard to read
look and eat while you're reading the subtitles. So we watched it the wrong way the first episode, and then the right way the second, and then the wrong way the third, and then the right way fourth and fifth.
Oh, interesting.
And it's a very different experience because the voice actors on the American or the English version, when they're dubbing it, they're not really that great.
I've heard worse.
They are awful.
Well,
but
sure, but it's
shocking.
I don't know. It just well.
Wow.
It is what it is.
I am having financial trouble. I wish there was some sort of game for me.
Yeah, you seem like you got it together, old man. You know what you're doing. It's fine. We're all gonna be great.
I'm an old man, and I
used to play tug of war when I was a child, and
we recently watched The Chestnut Man, which is also equally good.
Chestnut Man,
but that's also dubbed because it's like a Norwegian thriller.
Okay,
and the dubbing wasn't bad. It was all right actually. The dubbing on that's pretty good.
To hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, we do need to talk about video games.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Talk about video games.
Yeah, seeing as Chinny's not been on, we should have him first to talk about.
He's probably got 100 games to talk about. Well, this joke never gets old. Am I right? Chinny, games. Am I right?
Yeah. So, shall we start with the Play My Game, bitch? Because obviously we gave you that a couple of weeks back now. So I'm sure you must have played it.
Well, did you?
In fact, he didn't play the week before.
Shush!
He went
Stu,
away,
be quiet.
So
Chinny, did you play it?
Checking.
Chinny, did you play the Play My Game Bitch game?
Hello?
I'll take that as a no.
Has he died?
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Chinny, talk about a game you've played recently.
I don't even remember what it was.
Black Mesa. Oh my God. Ugh. Honestly. Yeah.
Is it really a game you need to play, though?
It's a great game. As we've already discussed.
Go ahead, start talking, Chinny. I want to hear about your impressions of this
maybe
game that's
next
on your
week
list.
You could do that. Who knows?
Shut up about your Black Mesa, Stu. God damn it.
I know.
Chinny, I want to hear about this first game on your list. What you think? Go ahead.
Which one?
The first one on the list. What do you mean, which one? There's a list of 4 items. Which is the first one? Start talking about the first one on the list.
I'm not looking at the list.
Why did you make the list if you're not
You
going to
made
refer
the
to it?
list.
To remind me of what to talk about.
He introduces the acts. Insurgency Sandstorm. I like this
Oh.
game. I want to know if you like it.
Well,
Why did you play it?
oh, why did I play it?
Yeah, why did you
So-
play it?
A little thing about, my good friend Lee Marsh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Marshy. We like Marshy.
Marsh.
You play a lot of
Lee,
games with
Nice
Marsh.
man.
I don't. Well,
Yes.
well, that's the plan. Like,
Well-
we don't play that many games together
Right.
because life gets in the way.
Try to.
Oh, she's.
Every day with this. I bought a
Diane just
goddamn
scared
mirror in order to look behind me, and I still can't see her coming.
Wow.
She's
You know
like
what's
a
funny?
freaking Candyman.
Do you know what's funny, dude? Right?
Hang on
I
one second.
just-
Let me put you on the thing. Hang on a second. All right, go ahead.
That
just
scared
gonna
me,
say-
Diane.
Okay, here it is.
That scared
Oh
me.
God.
I said I had this image of her with pliers or spanners in her hand, and lo
Wow.
and bloody behold,
Look at
she comes up with
Wow.
what looks like pliers or
So
spanners.
for the
in her
audio
hand.
listeners, Diane just
I
creeped
know.
behind Eric and
Yeah,
looked like she was going to
telling you.
kill him.
I knew it. I was
Wow,
right.
that was
All right,
scary.
you're gonna have to step away from the. Ow! Ow! My fingers! Ow! Ow! She's cutting
Ah,
my fingers in
The
half.
stake. Oh, I tell you, the fingers. The stakes
God,
aren't very
Joyce.
high, are they, Stu?
What
The
the
fingers.
hell?
Thank you for being part of the podcast. Every day with this. Now it's come to the point where when she comes in the room, she goes caca caca, so that I know she's there.
Yeah.
Tara also
can't
has a
take
habit
this.
of scaring me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway,
Oh, it's gonna be a heart attack at one point.
it will be. It will be. But hey,
It will
ho.
be.
Yeah.
I need to
So-
put it on the
You
window.
gotta go
'cause
some way,
it's-
dude.
You know what you need,
I
Duke?
guess.
You need one of those doorbells where you can see behind you, to look with a camera on it.
Yeah.
and
I
look at-
guess that's
as
a lot of money. I bought a mirror. That should do the trick.
So-
Well,
well,
it's not
it didn't-
working.
no,
It
did
didn't work tonight, though.
didn't.
Well,
did
it doesn't work when I'm looking this way. But normally I'm sitting like this, and I can see it there. I just have to do like this,
Oh my
and I have to
God.
put it up because I'm. It's
So can I
hitting
just
the
double
glass.
just
Get a
just
lock.
minute.
Get a
She's
lock
back
for the
there, I see
door.
her. What?
Can I just double check the mirror was bought solely for that purpose? Can I just
Yes. Oh yeah.
verify? Wow.
I actually bought two mirrors because I bought a different one. It was like a locker mirror for high school locker, and it's a piece of crap. It didn't work at all. So I had to buy a different mirror, but I haven't hung it yet. So I need to like put it up because right now it's hitting the back of the speaker and the water glass and everything. So I can see that I have water left in my glass.
So
You just need to get a full wall of mirrors, maybe.
I'm
that'd
sorry.
I guess so.
Sorry, so sorry to do this. Do you mind if I talk about video games? I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
let's do this.
I guess. But I should also say that I've been watching Robot Chicken.
Okay,
Anyway, go
so
on,
okay.
Shay.
so
You and Marsh, yeah.
Marsh,
Yeah.
Marsh likes his army simulator sort of video games. So I've got a love-hate relationship with these kind of games because I like to play video games with Marsh, but he likes to play these you get shot once and you die type video games. And I haven't been playing a lot of games with Marsh recently, so we started playing another game, Far Cry 6, and then that you have to play like 7 hours just to get to the co-op mode, so don't even get me started on that.
Yeah.
So we was like, all right, let's play some of this game, and he told me to download it. So it's Insurgency Sandstorm, and I remember you talking about this, Duke, but it's pretty much like a no bells and whistles Call of Duty. You die really quick, you kill the enemies really. They go down like
It's playing on hardcore mode.
yeah. They when you shoot an enemy, they are down. You know what I mean? They, one, two shots. Graphically, it's not very impressive. Mechanically,
Are you
it's
playing? Let me ask you
pretty
this: Are you
simple.
playing PvP or co-op?
We're playing the co-op mode.
The PvE where you and
Yeah.
the other team are
So
going
there's,
against bots.
like, yeah. So like,
Yeah.
we're just playing bots.
That's the way to
really.
play it.
But the bots are good. The bots are really good. They hide. They attack you with smoke grenades. They lie on the
They
ground.
attack in swarms. They
Yeah.
flank you.
They flank you. They hunt in groups, and it's pretty good.
Clever.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. It is jank and a bit wank, but good wank.
I like that. Jank
And
and wank.
ironically, the most hardcore shooter that exists, basically, CS:GO is hardcore in its own way, but this is the most punishing, relentless game that you can play as a first-person shooter, I believe. The community is so nice.
All right.
I don't know what your experience was, but they are so friendly. That I went down, I'm like, oh man, I'm no use to this team, and they're like, you got it, bro. You gonna come back next round? I'm like, damn, they're so
Hey,
friendly.
don't be so down on yourselves. Yeah, I don't know. We was just in a party chat, so I don't really talk to anybody these days on video games, but it was all right. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, would I play it on my own? No, Marshy does, but he likes these kind of things. So
it's definitely one of those games where the more you play it, the more fun it becomes because you know the maps and you know where the enemies are coming from. I don't know about you, Chinny. When I started playing, I'm like, where did that come out?
Well, it wasn't too bad, but it's unusual to get like objectives that go in past. Like you got objective A, B, and C. Right. Then it was like objective D, and I was like, all right, yeah, okay. E, I was okay. That's quite
G,
a lot.
F, keep going.
G,
run, soldier. You
the
punk.
Egyptian symbol for rest. I was like, what?
Blow up the thing. Have you gotten like? Did you get like blowing up the target?
Yeah,
awards?
we
a lot of kills?
finished a couple of them. Yeah, so and
that's a good feeling if you can contribute to the team.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it kind of reminds me of Soldier of Fortune 2 or kind of like an old school like multiplayer game, but I'm not getting absolutely like owned all the time because I'm just playing the AI, so it's not too bad. But I enjoyed it. Would I play it again? No, we only really played it because we couldn't be like, we had an hour left because this podcast was going to start, so we were like, oh well, it looks like Far Cry 6 you can't play co-op straight away, so we'll just sort of play this. So you know, it kills a bit of time. It's not like something that I'd be like, oh my god, I have to get back on. But if Marshy said, oh, I fancy playing this, that wouldn't be too bad. So yeah. It's an okay game. It's an okay game. It's something, I suppose it offers something that we don't get a lot of anymore. Which therefore it sort of justifies it being there.
It's got a niche. It deserves to exist for that reason. Yep.
Definitely. So
Operation Flashpoint's
and it's
not around
it's
anymore,
free.
Oh, right.
It's free to play.
Oh no, sorry, no. I paid for it.
Paid for it?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What?
I know, right? Chinny's back. He's buying games again, people.
What the hell?
So no. There's the other one that he wanted me to play was free, but it's only on the Series X.
What game's that?
I don't know, some bollocks. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same. It's just the same thing.
Okay.
But I can't remember what it is. But yeah, so I played that. I should talk about the video that I posted because that's video game related.
Oh yeah, new stuff.
I've seen this.
So I didn't really. I've been clearing out some stuff in the house because there's just loads of junk in the house at the moment, and I'm just sort of getting pissed off with it all. So I'm very
sorry, Chinny. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just have to tell you this, and it's gonna not be relevant if I wait. I was trying to figure out if I could tell which was the game you were referring to that Marsh wanted you to play. So I type in games like Insurgency Sandstorm for the Xbox. Number 1 on this list from GamesLikeE.com. The Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere. In no universe is that anything like Insurgency Sandstorm. What the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry, go on, Chinny. You were saying.
So we've just got a lot of. I'm just in the mood to sort of clear out my house at the moment. So the office, we're stripping some wallpaper in the hall. We're getting rid of some stuff. I feel like every week I'm chucking things in the boot to put into the charity shop. I've gone through all my wardrobe. I've thrown away a lot of clothes, and then I came across a box which was the Oculus Quest. Battery extender.
That had gone, didn't you? I'm like,
where did I put it? And then I found it, and I was like, oh yeah, I bought this.
Where's Poochie?
And it's not cheap either.
No, they're not cheap.
I don't know how much it is.
It's about 120 quid. They're about
I think I bought it. I bought it on the 120 quid. You're right.
Yeah, they're about 120
I bought it on the show, like we were talking about.
You did, and like, ooh.
So I was like, oh, okay. And then I remembered why I didn't open it straight away is because Stu was banging on about the packaging, saying,
it's such nice.
The packaging's so
nice.
Good. So I was like, oh, I'll film myself opening it. So I did that. That's on our YouTube channel now.
It is.
So if you want to waste your life, and if you're thinking about suicide, watch that, and it might just tip you over the edge. So let's laugh about that. So anyway, I did that. The packaging is garbage. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the magnetic. I mean, they
But it
put a bit
looks-
of effort.
I've got it here.
There's a
with me.
magnet. There's a magnet on it, Chinny.
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
how
what more do
many?
you want?
Whoa, how many?
What
things
more
do
could
you
you
buy
ask
that
for
have
except the
magnets
magnet?
in the packaging? None. That's how many. I'm
So
telling you
I've got
now.
it here with me. It's a big
Fancy.
egg.
It's an egg. Yeah.
It looks like an
I've
egg.
got to say, the carry case is excellent. I've used that quite a few times.
Because so often you need to carry your VR headset with you.
I take it everywhere, man. I've been all over the place.
Hey,
to me mates.
are you a guy on the go
Honestly.
that wants to take the headset around? Well, now you
took it on-
can
I
with
took
the
it on holiday
fantastic.
with
Just
last
to
week.
Ukraine and Siberia and St.
No, it's
Petersburg. I
great.
don't know. For some reason it's
Now
just
you
the egg.
can, friendly Oculus user, with your
It's
Oculus
very
egg.
compact.
Are you on train and you want to use Oculus egg? So
Egg.
the most disappointing thing about this, because it's kind of
Egg.
like a felt finish, right?
It is.
This egg.
Ooh.
Now, for the
the
audio
egg's
listeners,
great.
just imagine like a dinosaur egg, but a bit flatter. All right. Like my biggest disappointment with it, Stu, is that it doesn't
Yeah, go on.
smell nice.
No, it doesn't. It's tactile though. I
It
like
doesn't
it.
smell of
It's
anything. No, what I
airy.
mean is it doesn't smell of anything. I expect it to smell nice,
Yeah. New. Smell new.
like smell
That's
of
what
new
you-
stuff, but it just smells
New
of
smell.
nothing.
No.
And I think that's harder to achieve. To
It
have a smell
probably
of
is.
nothing.
Nothing.
How do
Nothingness.
they do that?
Yeah.
The
It's
zippers
either
can-
that or you've got COVID, Chinny.
So yeah, I know, yeah. So the zip is concealed in a weird way. I don't know why. Are you watching this,
it's
dude?
a bit.
This is
I've
mad.
got to say, bit fiddly the zip. I've had it stick a few times.
Fiddly. That's what Duke's
Bit
looking
fiddly.
at. So
Right.
Yeah,
There's-
see,
there it
fiddle-
is.
See, you had a bit of fiddle.
blah,
Blah, blah.
it
Bit of
all
fiddle.
fits in pretty well.
It does. It
And-
works well.
I have to say, I played 10 minutes of poker today.
Do you know? I was just gonna say we should do that this week at some point. Should we play some?
Should play a bit of
again?
poker, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. We've not played. I've not played personally for ages.
Last time I played the VR was mini golf, I think.
I played VR quite a bit, but I've not played poker for a long
Poker's
time.
great. Poker's great.
It is. It is. VR mini golf's great as well, though. To
Yeah.
be fair.
Anyway, yeah, it fits on your head better, is what I want to say.
Oh, it's way comfier.
It is.
It is.
It is annoying that you have to pay £120
Yeah.
for something that's £300 to make it not. It's not like you need to have it to enjoy the quest. I've enjoyed the quest loads of times, but my main complaints about the quest are the battery life isn't long enough and it's too front heavy on your head.
Yeah.
So for me, like I think it's worth it, but it's not cheap. And for some people to pay
Yeah.
£120 for something,
Well, it's
as an
almost
add-on.
half the cost of the headset.
yeah, I think
let's
it's a
be
bit
honest.
it's a bit cheeky. It feels like it makes me think that the original quest is a bit of an inferior offer, really, because this is how it should be, and it's like
The only thing I would say, the original Quest head strap was infinitely better than the standard one on the new one.
I know, and
It
that's
was
what I'm
better.
saying. It's like they've looked at got like, okay, we can just put like the basic shit in this and just charge
Yeah.
less, and it's you know exactly what they've done.
Price of entry, man. Price of
Yeah,
entry.
they've kind of done the Apple approach and just gone like, let's just charge them to make things good.
Yeah, really.
So, but if £120, if you play the VR a lot and £120 doesn't sound ridiculous for you to fork out, then it is worth it. Like in that sense, I think it's made my VR headset a better experience. I will look forward to using that now, and it's just better. It just is infinitely better.
Oh yeah, it is infinitely
But
better.
just a bit of a cheeky add-on. I think it's a bit. It should have come with it. Even if it come with it, and it was £100 more,
Yeah.
I think that would be better. And you can argue that the fact that it's what is it, £300, isn't it? The Quest.
Yeah.
The fact that it's £300, they didn't want to make it £400. Would they sell more because it's £300? Because that's more of a lower, you know what I mean? Like the fact that it's cheaper, they
a lot
sold
of people
more.
probably wouldn't care that they don't have the thing that you now have.
Yeah. Like people don't know
So
what
the price tag is.
they just
often
want
what
people to
drives
buy the
people.
things, don't they? Really?
Yeah, of course they do.
Get it.
And
the
then
next
they
one will
are
be better.
doing that. They are doing that, aren't
Proof
they?
of concept.
And the other thing that's slightly annoying for me, although cool for new people, is that you get double memory as standard now when you buy one.
Yeah.
So the latest ones are 128 gigs, and we got 64
The
for
games
the
are
same
tiddly though,
price.
aren't they? The games are nothing.
Most of them, some are biggish, but yeah, most of them are quite small.
I mean, I feel like you can manage that pretty well if you're on it. Like
Yeah.
I've never had
I
to
mean-
delete anything on there, so.
The PC, I mean, I've downloaded Lone Echo 2 on the PC for it this week. And that, I think it's about 20 to 30 gigs or something. That's a big game, but obviously that would never, well, it would fit on the headset, but it would never run on its standalone because
No.
it is graphically ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, it's a good little headset, and they are selling loads of them. I mean, they've done really, really well in the last. I mean, I hate to say it, but probably COVID has helped the number of sales of these things over the last 12
when playing it, I was like, "Oh, this reminds me of like mid-lockdown."
Yeah, we played poker nearly every week, didn't we?
This
For
reminds
weeks.
me of just
Yeah,
absolutely.
got the beers, poker, good fun. We had some great nights actually playing that. We had some really good fun nights playing it.
It was good.
Oh yeah, I totally loved it. Right, I'll move on. I'll go next. I'm going to talk about a little game that I played called, and when I say little, I am not exaggerating here.
Okay.
But the Quest had a sale this week, so there was a sale on the Oculus Store.
Yeah.
And I was like, they had, well, basically, you know, the Vader Immortals series.
Yeah.
So you could get all 3 games for, I think it was about £8 or something.
Right.
So it was like better than half price or something. So I only needed part 3. And I played the other 2, and I'm like, I'm not paying another £8 or whatever it was for part 3, because these things are short. So I actually bought it, and because I had the other 2 already, it only cost something like £2.80.
Okay.
Right, so I was like, I don't know, I'll give it a pump for £2. I am so glad I only paid £2.80 for this, because
Jesus Christ, you still talking about the same headset?
No, we're
This is
talking
like in
about
Brooklyn
games.
Nine-Nine. Are you still talking about the same barrel?
No,
we're
we
talking
moved
about
on. We moved on.
games. We're talking about games,
All right, go
dude.
ahead.
Just because you disappear without telling us, I don't know.
200. I said I was gonna be right back. $280 for what?
No, we're talking about games, dude.
Yeah, what? But when I sat down, you said, "I'm so glad I only spent how much for what?"
£2.60.
Oh, £2.60. I misheard you. Sorry.
Rather than $7.99, which is what it retailed at.
Okay.
So this looks great, by the way. It does look incredible on the Quest. It's a great looking game.
Right.
But flip me, $7.99. It lasted 40 minutes.
Wow.
So $7.99 for a 40-minute
But it's
game.
the amazing experience of it.
No, it wasn't really. It was
Nope.
all right. I wasn't blown
All
away.
right.
Even the gameplay is a bit shit. Right? It looks. I think this really is a massive example of style over substance, because you basically you have to go to Vader's lair, as it were, right, to fight. To face off against him.
Oh no.
Right.
I know, and you have a lightsaber, so that is kind of cool.
Cool.
But it's almost like on rails. It isn't on rails, but it almost is. And there's like a section you get there, and obviously you have to fight loads of stormtroopers, but they just come out the same corridors, and then you have to either deflect the laser fire back at them using your lightsaber, like bounce it off your lightsaber back at them, which is kind of cool, I guess. Or you use the Force and you just pick them up and throw them against the wall, which is also kind of cool until you've done it about 40 times, and then you're like, And that is basically the gameplay loop in this. There was a bit where you're on a ship flying through a cave doing the exact same thing with stormtroopers on other ships that were trying to shoot at you. I don't know. I mean, the story was kind of okay. Vader wants this battery that this ancient race on this planet owns. You're some sort of descendant of them. You know what I mean? So you're descended from these dudes.
Fighting for my ancestors.
Yeah, you're fighting for your ancestors. You've got the Force and all that kind of jive. Vader's like, I'm going to kill you. That's exactly what Vader sounds like, by the way, in this game.
Pretty much. I mean, it's spot on, that impression.
Yeah, it is.
Great.
I'm gonna kill you with my sword of light. That's what he said.
Just do it once and move on, dude. It's less funny when you do it twice.
Yeah, it's a bit shit. It was all right. It's eye candy, but it's almost like this is technically what the quest can do, but as for the game, it's a bit shit. Yeah.
But did you play episodes 1 and 2?
Yeah. I played them, but I refused.
Were you expecting something radically different?
Well, I refused to buy this for that very reason because they were like they were all $7.99 each.
Why buy it at all?
Well, it was. I bought this when it first came.
It was minimally enjoyable.
It was, and I think they were quite clever in a way. They were, because they only charge $7.99 per part. So in isolation, it doesn't sound like a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? You think, oh, it's only $7.99. That's not a lot. But when you add it all together, and it's
it depends on what you're getting for that money. Everything's relative.
It's 20-odd quid for a 2-hour game, isn't it?
You say, here's a car, it's $5,000. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot for a car, but if it's one you got to push with your feet,
I guess.
That's what this feels like. The video game equivalent of a car you have to push with your feet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not impressed. I found it a bit meh.
I'm sorry, it was meh.
I was glad it was cheap. That's like I said at the beginning, because if I'd have paid $7.99 for this, I'd have been, are you joking me?
Well, yeah.
But anyway,
you're having a laugh.
Yeah, you're having a laugh. But it's all right. It's fine, right? At £7 for all 3 parts, which is what it is in the sale at the moment. Whether that still applies, I don't know. But
that's what, an hour and a half then?
Yeah, but well, if you're looking at that, maybe 2 hours in total. Maybe
right.
2.5 hours tops if you're really slow at it. So yeah, I find it really difficult to recommend. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, nah.
Well, don't recommend it then.
So I'm not gonna, unless it's very, very cheap like it is at the moment. Yeah.
Well, even cheaper.
Even for Star Wars fans, I think it's a bit cack. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's had some cool moments when Vader appears out of the darkness, but that's not enough. Nope. That's it. I'm done. Duke, over to you. Yeah, fuck out of here, Vader.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Rocket League. I have dropped to Platinum 2, which is not great. It's very frustrating. I'm not going to talk about it, though, because there's nothing to say. I've just not been playing well, and I've gotten a lot of teammates who are... I actually got paired up with a guy today who was handling his business, and I was like, yes, we can team up and go back to Diamond. And he was like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then he had to go after like 4 games, and we won 3 and lost 1. So I only climbed a little bit. I was like, and then right away I got paired up with someone who's they just sit around and wait for the ball to show up. And I'm like, dude, you've got to put some pressure on your enemies. And he's like, you're just ball chasing. I'm like, I'm not ball chasing. I'm trying to get the opponent to make mistakes and use boost. But whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it.
He's not going to talk about it, folks.
Here's the thing. I have some playlists for different games, right? So when I play Rocket League, I got electronic beats. I'll go to Stu's SoundCloud or Mixcloud. Cool. I will put on Crystal Method. I'll put on Chemical Brothers, Orbital. When I play Call of Duty or the Call of Duty clones, or I play Battlefield, I have a playlist called Support the Virtual Troops, which has all the best aggressive hip-hop, DMX. Where my dogs at? I have playlists for role-playing games. Right? It's music from Conjure and Delirium. I don't know if you ever heard Delirium, Stu, but it might be up your alley. It's it's the people from Frontline Assembly, but with really cool women doing the vocals and ethereal type stuff. Anyway, it's chill, it's laid back. I listen to Enigma, sometimes Deep Forest.
Oh, I like Enigma.
It's good stuff. So if you like Enigma, you should definitely check out Delirium. Their album, I can't remember their best one, but it's not the latest one. Anyway, I'll figure that out in a second. The point is, I haven't been able to play that music because it doesn't really work for Fallout 76. You know what I mean? Fallout 76 has been my go-to MMO for a minute. But that doesn't really work for, those playlists don't work for it. Karma is the album everyone should listen to from Delirium.
Okay,
so
I'll give it a go.
I wanted to play an old school role-playing game, Proto-Europe, swords, magic, that whole thing. So I went back to Neverwinter because it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I like that.
They really changed that game completely when I went away. I went away for like 2 months, and I got back, and they're like, there's a new cinematic when you join it, and then it's like, oh, good to see you again. We've done some things differently now. You're going to have to go through these tutorials. And I was like, I don't want to do tutorials. And I was level 20 when I left. and then on the map it said like this area is level 15, this area minimum level 35 or whatever. Now it's all this area minimum item level 20,000, and I'm like, what does that mean? And I got like, I'm looking at mine and I'm like 2,000, and I was like, what the fuck? I was doing okay. I think I had a quest in this area before. Why is this? So I was like, I'll give it a try. Let me just see what happens when I go there. All right, this doesn't dead.
Nice.
Damn it. Oh.
Wow.
All right. I'm going to try to be a little quicker on the healing potions as I go out into the battlefield. Dead. Fuck. So I'm like, I guess I need to start over and like do the intro quests again. And then I notice in my inventory, I'm like, what is all this crap in here? So I'm sorting through the crap, and I get to this little chest. It's like the chest of rebirth or something. And I'm like, what is that? And I open it. It's got 100 items in it, all of which are like 1,000 item points. So I put all the new items on, and now I'm at 20,000 item points. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess they boosted me to the point I needed to be in order to continue doing the quests I had set up. But now they got all this other stuff with like, we've got these campaigns and we've got these series of stories that you can engage in. And now I don't know where to start, because it used to be just like you go to this guy, he'd give you a quest, you go do the quest. That was it. Very straightforward. It's your standard RPG format. Now,
so is this still by BioWare then? Is that still?
No. This is Cryptic.
Oh, okay.
And they're in an affiliation with Dungeons and Dragons, so they're working with Wizards of the Coast. It's at its core, it's a good game, but they've added all these things. There's new mechanics for the quest lines, and I just need to figure out how the quest lines work now. That's all. So, I mean, it's still a decent game. The combat's nothing to write home about. The graphics are obviously nothing amazing, but it's fun. It has quests, which Guild Wars 2 does not have. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it, and I realized that I gave you this video, Chinny, to play. It's actually, a lot of it is promoting this new Bard class where you dance around. You're boosting your teammates, and I'm like, first of all, what teammates? I don't play this with anybody. I don't have any friends.
Is this like medieval slash? Is it playing the guitar? Is that what this is?
I guess. Yeah.
What is that?
So, and whatever. I know nothing about no bards. So I'm like swords, daggers.
Is this like attacking by playing music? Is that what's happening here?
There's two kinds of bard, you see. There's the song blade, which is much more of a traditional, but you occasionally strum the thing. And then there's like mostly a healer support class bard. I think it's called a minstrel. And you're playing music for the people around you, your teammates.
People.
You heal them and you give them extra power and whatnot. So
that's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I love the fact there's like a bard class.
They got Stu. Maybe you should try it.
I'm liking this. I like it.
This is your challenge for Play My Game. Make a bard.
Yeah. I'll be a bard class. Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Oh, you never
know.
It's
on Steam, man. Free to play on Steam. I think it might be on Xbox.
I'm going to have fun playing music to heal all my teammates. I like that.
If you can find some teammates, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to find any teammates.
Yeah, well.
Wow. Anyway,
that's Neverwinter. It's still good. Not the best game ever, but it's good. I'm having fun with it.
Good enough. Good enough. Chinny, back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Checking the list.
He's got a big list. There's a list.
I have a list.
He's played more games than me this week.
He has a list.
Far Cry 6.
Oh, yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito. I like Giancarlo Esposito.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad man, I understand, in this game.
Yes,
he is. For a change, he's playing a bad guy.
He's a flipping bad guy in everything he plays. Jesus Christ.
So I haven't played a lot of it because I was literally just trying to play it co-op with Marsh. And you introduce the game and then you get to pick if you're a man or a woman. Sorry, everybody, but only two genders in this game, and
they're learning. They're getting better.
I wanted to play as a ham sandwich, but
that'd have been good.
The game
I
wouldn't
could just
let
see
me
that
because that's how I identify myself.
A ham sandwich, no less.
So yeah, you start off in the kind of like some streets, some sort of.
So is this on Xbox One that you're playing this on?
Yeah. And then Marsh is on the Series X.
Yeah. How's it running? I mean, because obviously
runs fine.
It's running for because I'm like, that console's old now. You need an X or an S or whatever.
No, runs fine. Looks good. I'm looking at this video of Far Cry 6 and it looks exactly the same to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
Good.
bit
Well
smoother.
optimised.
I don't know, but it looks fine to me.
They're
So
such great games.
yeah, I just the intro mission is you sort of just running away from bad people, sneaking away from them, and then you get washed up on a desert island, and then your character says, "Fuck this, I'm out of here. I don't want to do any of this liberating nonsense." And then the
Can't blame him.
leader of the liberation says, "Oh, you know, look, come on,
It'll be fine.
it'll be fine. Just
It'll be
join
fine."
us."
Yeah, you don't care about dying. It's good.
So the gist of where I've got to is red is bad, blue is good.
Oh, okay.
That's the gist of it. And then yeah, but I was like, all right. I got to a point. I was like, Marshy should be able to join me now. Press the start menu. Try to invite him. It says you cannot play co-op until the do or die mission. I'm like, when is that? And Marshy was about half an hour or 40 minutes ahead of me, and
Yeah. And he'd still not done it.
and he'd still
presumably.
not done it. And I was like, Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
Our office hosted a
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
thanks for that, Duke.
I was
My
like,
bad.
maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should play this in our own time and then get to the point where,
Yeah, at least you know the mission you've got to get to.
jeez. And I was just like, man.
So let
that's
me
a
ask you:
lot.
is it like every other Far Cry game so far?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say, oh, it's like another Far Cry game, but it's been a while.
Well, yeah.
It's
it
been a
has.
while.
It's another Far Cry. It's time for a Far Cry.
Like, I'm Googling now, but I'm sure Far Cry 5 was pre-COVID-19.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, but they also did the New Dawn or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. I never played that.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
It
it
was
wasn't
Tara's
but it was-
birthday, 2018.
Okay.
the Far Cry
That was
5.
okay.
5?
For you.
Okay.
Yeah, for
March
you.
the
When was
26th.
New Dawn?
March the 26th. New Dawn was... New Dawn... March 26th. The New Dawn was...
February 2019.
Yeah, a year later.
Yeah.
So I hadn't
So
played...
it's still, even after that, it's been 3 years. So.
Still, it's all
There you go.
pre-lockdown stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a long time ago for me. I feel like I haven't played Far Cry 5 for ages. So I don't
Sure.
mind another Far Cry game.
Yeah.
And I don't mind
And they're
the
good
fact that
games. Like I never mind when people
No.
come out are like, oh, it's just another such and such. Yeah, but they're good games. So what's
Far
the problem?
Cry is like Christmas to me. It's like it comes around regular, and you know what you're getting, and it's just going to be a good time.
Yeah. A
Um,
bad story, but a good time.
A bad
So-
story. But no,
What are the towers in this then? What's the tower?
well, I haven't got
puzzle?
that far because I got to you start off on this island, and I feel like you've got to finish this island, and then you get to the main island.
Do or die mission.
So
no doubt.
I played it for like, I don't know, half an hour. As I said, Marshy was like about half an hour, 40 minutes in front of me, and he hadn't still done it. So I was just like, oh God, let's just not do this right now. So early impressions though are good. The guy, the bad guy, he seems to be good. He seems to be putting in
What,
the
good
effort.
at being bad?
Well, it's
Or
not
it
just
seems
a
like he's good, but you'll soon get the bad.
it seems like that it's not just a voiceover job for him. Do you know what I mean? Like he's turned up. Okay, what we do today? Right, yeah, Far Cry 6 Liberation. All right, when do I get my check?
Yeah, give me the cash.
No, I think he's motion captured it and he's in it. You know, he's taking it seriously, and he's doing that whole Gus Fring thing of being very, very intimidating, very well in the game. So that's good. That's good. I like that. I don't need a great story in my video games to enjoy them. I just need an excuse to shoot the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
blow
hoping
shit up.
Well, that's
that
the
will
thing
give
is
me-
like I have a lot of complaints about the story in Far Cry games, but I never feel too strongly about it because the gameplay is so magnificent.
It's all
So I'm
about
like,
the
whatever.
gameplay.
You,
It's all about
you
the
can have a
gameplay.
bad story. I don't mind. Like this is the one game that will get a pass on a bad story.
I feel like most games like this, the story isn't the point anyway. Like,
Yeah, right.
you know,
Which is why I wish they would take themselves a little less seriously when it comes to the story.
I think Far Cry don't take themselves very seriously because
Yeah, but I mean, like, but what I'm talking about is like, you remember in 5, there was all that stuff where you're getting
Oh, yeah.
drugged and you had these
well, they want
missions
one
and you gotta
thing.
run around. It's
They
like,
want one
come
thing and they want
on.
the other as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They want
exactly. Right.
you to put like a T-shirt on your crocodile, which I believe you can do in this game. But they also want you to. They also want this to be their, like their Breaking Bad. Their, you know what I mean? Like they want all these things, and I'm like, no, you can't have them all. Like you can't have them all.
Sure.
Right. So whatever, it's fine. I just need an excuse to shoot stuff up, and that's fine. If a game was based around its story and said the story is the reason why you play this game, then I would be more concerned. But you know, like a Mass Effect, for example, which is Mass Effect is a little bit more centered around its story than a Far Cry game. So I would probably take that more serious. I would critique it more, I guess. But Far Cry, not so much. I just need a bad guy and a gun, and I'm off.
And a whole lot of command posts you can take over.
That's it. When I see a map, when I see a Ubisoft map, and it goes, you got to do all this shit. I'm like, I miss that these days. I remember when people used to complain there was too many of those games. Now you don't get that many of them. They're all bloody MMO fucking games.
RPG bollocks.
So I'm just like, oh my god. But the one thing that I don't like is that it has the cursor menu thing. You know, like for a console. It just, I think Destiny started this, and everybody after Destiny thought this is good, and I don't know who keeps thinking that, but it's awful. I hate having a cursor menu on a console. Stop it. I don't want it anymore. It's not good. I don't know why. Is it because it's lazy, or it's just a trend? I don't know.
But it saves them having two UIs for PC and console.
It's just so annoying. So
makes it easier.
Yeah. So not a lot to say about Far Cry. It looks like it's shaping up to be everything that you imagine it to be. You do have third-person cutscenes now. So it does feel like, to me, it just seems like, well, why not? I don't know. It's the sixth one. Let's just do something else. It's like they're trying. It's just the feature creep stuff. It's, I don't know. Let's just have third-person cutscenes.
Right. Well, we got to have new stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cram stuff in everywhere.
They always try with their story, you know, it does feel like with third-person cutscenes we can develop the character more, and maybe you feel even more immersed. But the whole point of Far Cry is that you were totally immersed, like you would always be in the first-person view. Far Cry 2, you never left the first-person view. The way your character got in the car, you would see the mechanics of how the door opened, you'd get in, and you'd start the. That was what Far Cry was all about, was this kind of visceral, grounded, like you are stuck in the head of this character. There's no getting out of it. And now it's just like every other game, which is fine. But again, I don't really look into it too much. But I'm watching this video of Far Cry 6, and it looked just as good, if not mine looked better. But when I landed on the beach here, I thought it looked nice and pretty, and exactly the same as what I'm seeing on this screen. So I don't feel the pain of being on the old Xbox One. Do you know what I mean? I always buy a new console when I feel the pain, when I feel the struggle of like, oh, I can't play that. Oh, I can't. I bought a PS4 because of God of War, because there is that was painful for me to watch other people play God of War, going, I can't play that. I want to play it. That's painful. I'm gonna sort that pain out by buying it. And I don't feel that. I barely even noticed that there isn't a new...
There's not anything yet come out.
There's nothing. I suppose,
especially on the PS5, there is nothing. There's
one game that came out which I was like, oh, that looks really, really interesting. I would really enjoy that, which is Deathloop.
Yep.
Which is a
Bethesda.
which is a PS5 exclusive.
But only a timed exclusive.
And it will be on Game Pass.
Yeah, well,
in no time, and I think
it's on Steam right now. So.
But I don't know if it's on Xbox One or is it going to be on Series X?
No, it's still an exclusive for console. It's a console
exclusive.
No, I know, but will it be a Series X?
Yeah, it'll be day one because it's Bethesda, isn't it? So
but will it be on the Xbox One?
Don't know.
Because
it's not on the PS4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So when Deathloop comes out, which will be next year, it's probably a 12-month contract. And there'll probably be some other games by then where I'm starting to feel it a bit, where I'm like, ooh, here we go. But no, there's not a lot, you know, like games like Back 4 Blood and what other shit? Dying Light 2.
Apparently, I've heard, and I don't know whether this is true, but I've heard Back 4 Blood will run on a calculator.
Well, there you go.
That thing is so well optimized. Apparently, it'll get 60 frames a second on almost any GPU on a PC. So that thing is optimized within an inch of its life, which is great.
Well, I don't
That's
think
how all games should be.
Well, I don't think there's any like I don't know. Dying Light 2. That's still another game where I'm excited about. I don't think that's exclusive to. No, I'm looking at it now. It's on the Xbox One. There is no reason for it.
There's nothing coming at the moment that you're like, wow.
Which makes me realise that people like buying new consoles not because of games. It's because they just like buying new shit.
They just exactly. It's not the having. It's the
every
getting.
5 or 6 years, gamers just need a new fucking box to buy.
So let me ask you this, Chinny.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what happens when God of War Ragnarok comes out?
That's it. That'll be it. Yeah, that'll be it. Like, you know, I need something like that to come out.
Yeah.
To go, this is only on the PS5 or this is only on the Series X.
Yeah.
You can't get it any on the previous generation, and it's a game that's going to be really difficult for you to sit by and watch everybody else play. And you just
I do feel like even if Deathloop is XS only, I don't think that'd be enough for you, Chinny.
No, I don't think so. No, but that was the first kind of like like break in the chain. That was the first like, I can't play it. Oh, that's a shame because I only need about 3 more of those, and then I'll break. You know, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll get one now. But you know, Deathloop alone isn't good enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough, man.
But you know, I bought a PS2 because of Little Big Planet, so you don't know what game will.
It's gonna do it. What's gonna do it?
No. But I can't remember why I bought an Xbox One.
Because let's be honest, you still haven't played the last Nathan Drake adventure, have you?
No, I haven't played Uncharted 4. I haven't played like, the DLC. I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I'm so.
There's a lot of PS4 exclusives you've not played.
No, there's a lot of games I haven't played. Like that's
life
like
in
games
general,
that are
like Black Mesa.
Yeah,
Black Mesa, man.
No, games that I actually want to play.
By the way, speaking of games that you love, Chinny. There's a game that you love that came out 15 years ago today, according to the Game Awards.
Okay, so
you guess
15
what
years
game
ago
it
today
is?
would be 2004. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know math.
Yeah, 2004. A lot of games come out in 2004. So Halo 2 came out in 2004. GTA San Andreas came out in 2004. Is it GTA San Andreas?
No.
2004.
I don't think it is 2004.
Oh.
15
years
ago.
16.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Hold on.
No, it was 2006. 2006, I think.
2006. Oh, Gears of War.
Gears of War.
That's not the one that came out today.
Loads of stuff. Halo 3?
No, that was 2007.
Oh, it was. It was a year after, wasn't it?
2006.
However, you did have the right developer last time.
Oh, GTA 4?
No.
No.
Rockstar Table Tennis?
Nope.
No. Max Payne?
Nope.
No. 2006.
And it was Rockstar.
Yep.
Well, Rockstar came back in 2006.
Table Tennis.
And GTA something.
Manhunt? No, that was 2007.
No.
No, Manhunt 2 was 2007.
Yeah, that got slated. That's not something you'd have played even, did you?
Manhunt's not. I don't know. I've never played it, but I don't know. But this game is not as so linear.
Huh.
Rockstar game?
Yeah.
I can't think of any other Rockstar game that came out.
Oh.
What?
I got it.
What is it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Bully?
LA Noire.
Is it? No. No. It's Bully. It's Bully.
It's Bully.
Yeah.
Bully.
It's Bully.
God.
LA Noire came out in 2011.
I just happened upon that on Twitter. And I thought I would stump Chinny.
It did.
Bully came out in 2006 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox Original, and then it got re-released on the 360 in 2008.
Well, who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't Google these things. These are things I remember. I can't remember other things.
They just come eventually.
It's ridiculous.
Come eventually.
I'm done with Far Cry, by the way. That's.
Yeah, well, I'll go next, right? Because I've just realised, looking at my list, I've only played VR games this week, which is weird. I know, yeah. So anyway, we'll go to the last one on my list because that was the big release this week, which is Lone Echo 2.
Okay.
And flip me, do you need a beast of a PC to run this game? Because by God, my PC just about manages it on low settings.
Okay.
With barely any anti-aliasing or anything going on, because this thing's a beast. The original game ran absolutely fine and looked great, and I could have that on high settings and pretty much everything maxed out, and it looked great.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, even on low settings, this game still looks good. So it's not all bad, even though I have to have it on low. And when I tried to turn things up, it's like it suddenly got a big red X on my GPU on the thing. So it has like, GPU, CPU, or what have you. And as you turn things on and off, it's like, no. So, so I thought I'll get this on. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of talking.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the game starts exactly where the first game ends.
Okay.
So
and where was that?
Well, that'd be a spoiler for the first game for anyone who hasn't played it. Fair enough. So the first game, some shit goes down, shall we say, and you end up somewhere else where some shit's gone down. Where some shit's gone down, and you have to figure out what the shit's gone down is going on, because it's kind of a bit of a puzzle. It's like, what's happening? What's happening? I don't know what's going on. So anyway, by the way, her hair looks lovely in this game. Can you see how
it does.
wavy
it is?
Cameron
Esposito.
It does, wavy hair. But I mean, first things first, this is eye candy. This game, like I said, even on low settings, it looks incredible. I mean,
it does look very good. Yeah,
it does. You'd be like, honestly, compared to anything else. I mean, the first game looked great, considering that it came out in 2016, which in the scheme of things, as far as VR goes, is a long time ago. Still look great. You have a really good sense of presence in this game. You're playing as Jack, and Olivia is like the woman who you're like mates with. You're a robot androidy thing, but you're kind of mates with her.
Buddies.
You're robot mates with this woman? What?
No, you don't mate with her. You're mates with her. As in like a friend, as in like.
Okay, I got you.
She's your chum.
There is another way to interpret that sentence. So.
And you tell jokes and stuff, because obviously you're an android, but you've got a bit of a personality. You can tell a joke.
Why did the chicken unit cross the street unit?
Yeah.
To get to the other side unit. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, ha ha. But you can be sarcastic and stuff like that, and she appreciates all that stuff because it's like a bit human and all that. But it's similar to the first game so far in gameplay. So you've got to collect stuff and go for stuff, and it's pretty similar. But I'm
collect stuff and go for stuff.
Collect stuff, and she goes, "Oh, I need another widget. Whatchamacalling it to put in this thing. Can you go and get me one? It's probably down 7 corridors and 4 doors you can't get through and stuff. When you've got me that widget, I'll send you for another widget in another part of the ship somewhere.
Yes.
Can you go get me that widget?" So that's kind of
the story's not amazing. The gameplay is okay, but
the story's pretty good actually. But it's the gameplay that's probably a little bit repetitive. It seems to be the same sort of missions that you're doing as like in the first game. And now I'm not far in, so I can't say that it's going to be like that all the way through. I'm probably only the first sort of hour and a half into the game, and it's about an 8 or 9 hour game, so it's a big game in the scheme of VR games. So I don't know. I've got high hopes. It looks great. I was a bit concerned because it's 30 quid. So this is expensive for a VR game.
Yeah,
and you paid it.
And I paid it day one
because he knows that the first one was good, so he wants to.
The first one was good, and even if it's
trusts them,
even if it's not as good as I'm hoping at the end of it, right? This for the time being will be the last game that looks as great as this. Because let's be honest, moving forward, most games are going to be wanting to be standalone on the Quest 2. So these types of just, games that are only on like the PC will be few and far between.
Nah, there'll still be someone pushing the envelope all the time.
There will, but I don't think it'll happen as often. I think there's more chance of it with the Link all up and running on the Quest 2 now, and things like that, so you can link it easily to your PC. To stream games and stuff, and it works well, by the way. I've been using Airlink for this because it's just easier than using remote desktop, so it's a little bit quicker and easier to set up. And it works fine. I mean, I've had no glitches, no stutters, no nothing. It streams
Nothing?
perfectly. Nothing. Streams perfectly from PC to headset. But it's great. Animation's great. Mo captured. You know, it's slick. But this is by Ready at Dawn, and they are known for making pretty games. You know, pointless but pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got better. I'll give them props.
What
They
did
have
Ready at Dawn
improved.
make again?
They made the 1664 thing, didn't they? Whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Which was again a very, very, what was it called? I can't remember the
New
first
Order
bit of it.
1664.
New Order 1664, which was very, very pretty, but very hollow.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great game to play, but it looked gorgeous, and I think they've managed to balance that a bit more with this game. You know, it looks really gorgeous, and it actually plays pretty well
It
most
looks
of the time.
gorgeous.
Like zero G movement is just brilliant in this game. You know, look at him grabbing a bum. Honestly, that's a dude on the screen, by the way, playing the game. He's grabbing Olivia's bottom. But yeah,
this is a fun game. You can sexually harass your friend in this game.
Apparently, that's what the dude
guess
is
so.
doing. Is sexually harassing the other character in the game
Good to know.
as a robot. But it's great. It played, like I say, it plays really well.
I like the shape of your ass.
The first game was fun, and it's only $7.99 at the moment. They put it on offer when the new game came out, so you can pick it up relatively cheap. So if you've
I
got
will
a
pick
PC,
up my friend also because she has a nice ass.
if you've got a PC that runs VR, you've got a VR headset, and the first game for $7.99 is an absolute steal. So play that. If you like it, maybe buy this. It's expensive though.
Especially play it if you have a nice ass.
If you have a nice ass. But I will report back when I've played more. I haven't had enough time to really get stuck in, but Kay's back at work this week and I'm off for 2 days, so it's game playing all day.
Nice.
Okay.
I know, exactly. So I should hopefully get well into this game. Right, back over to Chinny. No, it's Duke.
No. Back over to Duke, please.
It's
I would
Duke,
like a
it's
chance
Duke,
to
it's Duke.
speak, please.
It's
Hi.
Duke, it's Duke.
I have games that I would like to speak about. So while Neverwinter was loading, and Torchlight games were on sale. I bought Torchlight 2. I had played it once upon a time. I think I had Steam sharing with someone at some point. I hadn't played much of Torchlight 2, so I thought, here's the thing. Look, one of the reasons MMOs can be very frustrating is because they're free to play, but that means they're trying to get your money all the time. So they're throwing all these currencies and reformatting the game and making things confusing. Single-player games, you buy it, you're in, you know what you're getting. Well, ostensibly, that's what it was supposed to be with Destiny 2, but they're vaulting the Forsaken DLC, which Jacinta was pissed off about, and I don't blame her. I'm lucky I played it, so I don't really mind myself, but I don't blame people for being angry, and maybe I would like to replay it again at some point. I can't, because they're vaulting it. Come on, Bungie. Anyway, yeah, so, and by the way, I've thought about getting New World, the Amazon MMO.
Yeah,
because
I've heard good things.
I've heard good things too. It's had mixed reviews up and down. The first day it came out, it was really bad, but apparently now it's better because there were server issues.
Yeah,
Every game
it's
was bad.
always server issues with these games.
Right. And like the thing I'm thinking about is, if you pay for an MMO, then you probably get a lot more in it that you don't have to like deal with ads all the time and all the currencies. I mean, maybe you still would, but I think it would be a different experience paying for an MMO than it would be trying to play free-to-play games all the time. But on the other hand, there's a part of me that's like $40 for an MMO. God damn. Is it really going to be that much better than Neverwinter or Guild Wars 2? I don't know. But I might play it. We'll see. We'll see. Just calm down, everybody. In the meantime, while Neverwinter was loading, I said to myself, this game came out quite a few years ago. Cryptic Studios. I wonder what else they've made. So I went looking into what else they've made, because sometimes developers get better as they go, Well, they made a game called Magic Legends.
All right, okay.
Which is an MMO based on Magic the Gathering. And I thought, how does that work? Well, first of all, is it even out yet? Turns out it is. So I played it. It's pretty solid. It's very pretty. The graphics are kind of choppy. I had some slowdown. There was one part where I was climbing up this tree, and it's not like climbing a tree the way you or I would. It was this very, very big tree that had this like sloping path to go up, right? This sloping path. So I'm climbing up the tree, and like the rest of the tree, you're meant to like go behind parts of the tree, and that sort of thing. But instead, it would just pop out and pop in and pop out and pop in, and I was like, ooh, that doesn't look good. But I didn't get it for the graphics. I got it for the gameplay, and it's doing some interesting things. Now, first of all, it's all magic, right? Which for me, when I play an MMO, I want to use swords, I want to use daggers, I want to use bows. Like that's how I like to play, our role-playing games. This game is all about magic, hence the title, Magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all have played Magic the Gathering ever, but
Nope.
So it's a card game at its core. I mean, it started out as a card game. There's a lot of video game versions of it. And the idea, it's a deck building game, right? So the idea is that you get certain things when you draw cards. So there's a little bit of randomness in it, a little bit of stochasticity, if you will. So how do they incorporate that into an MMO? Well, here's how. When you start the game, you have 2 core abilities, and I played as a Neuromancer, which is what you're looking at here. So all the purple stuff is your magic. And there's, you have like a basic attack. You have this like dangling thing on a chain that you can fling at enemies, so you can hit them that way. There's a melee attack that way. You can do that all day long. You don't do a lot of damage, but for smaller little creatures, you can pop them out that way. And then you have your 2 main abilities, which are for the Neuromancer, or the Necromancer rather. It's you have like one thing that will like cause a burst of damage in one spot, and then you have another ability you can do which causes a storm around you, and then anybody attacking you gets hurt by that storm. But then you also get these spell cards, and you have 2 spell cards. When I played it, you had 2 spell cards just sitting there, and every time you cast a spell card, the next one moves up, and then a random new spell card comes into that second slot, right? So you have this constantly kind of shifting, and you don't have any control over which spells you're going to have. So 1 minute you hit the number 1 key, and it'll cast a resurrect zombie spell, and you get 2 zombies to like fight for you. And then the next time you hit it, you'll get a targeted flame of attack, a cone of flame that will attack your enemies. So the tricky bit is I have no idea what I'm doing, when I hit these buttons, because it's just like spells happening, and I don't know what's what. I suppose eventually you will figure out what the little icons are, or you can hover over those, spots on your toolbar at the bottom of the screen, but you don't really want to do that when you're in the middle of a fight, So, yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. Like I say, I mean,
where's the fun?
Smooth.
Yeah.
Well, the fun is killing monsters, and it does that pretty well. Like, you do kill a lot of monsters, and there are a lot of interesting area of effect spells, and, when you cast that pillar of, whatever, nightmares or whatever it is, there's little floating tortured souls going, ah!
Oh, yeah, I see them, yeah.
So that's kind of cool. It
Help
looks
us,
good. The
help
sound's
us.
solid. Yeah, exactly.
It just looks
Watch out
like
for the Kennedy
Diablo
drone
3. I mean,
It
I'm
is a
looking at
Diablo clone, no doubt.
It's just
yeah.
like, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, it's just, I don't know. Just like Diablo
Yeah.
3.
There's no doubt about it. The differences in the mechanics, the differences in the variety of spells, and the cross. You'd probably get a lot more out of it if you play Magic the Gathering, because it's using. You're walking on the plains. You're a plains.
You know the system, sort of.
You know the system, and you know the randomness of the spells is not unexpected if you play Magic the Gathering, because that's a core part of that game. There's no way to turn off subtitles, which is annoying. And ultimately, the reason I stopped playing it is because it's all magic, and I've never really been a mage. That's never been a class I've played in.
Yeah.
Dungeons
So
and
there's no
Dragons or
like
whatever.
axe wielder or
You can't be an
swordsman
axe wielder.
or
Nope.
Bowman, archer,
Can't
or
be
whatever.
right, exactly. You can't be a ranger. You can't be this. Can't
It's
be, you're a
literally
magician.
magic.
Can you be a welly wangler?
Yeah, what about Welly
You
Wangler?
can, sort of, because there's 5 different types of magicians. So you can be a necromancer, as I was. You could be a geomancer, where you cause the earth to explode. You could be, I think there's one for like you manipulate water, fire. There's different kinds of magic. So there's variety in that sense. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, whatever. It might be appealing to people who are.
Can you be a pigeon tosser?
I don't think that's one of them. That'll probably be in the sequel.
Okay.
What about a horse whisperer? Can you be a horse whisperer?
Not yet. Maybe next time. You can be a horse molester. You can. That is.
That's a game I just played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lone Echo
so.
2. You can molest people in that.
Yeah.
Check out the wang on that horse.
There's horses in Far Cry 6, so maybe
Yeah,
that's
can you molest them?
Yeah.
Can you molest the horses? I don't know.
Don't know. Maybe it's a feature.
That's
an
your
upgrade.
try my game, bitch. For
It's
next
an upgrade feature.
Molest my horse, bitch.
Molest my horse, bitch.
Just using some Burt's Bees lip balm.
Very good. Is that it? You done?
That's
you
it.
Done
I'm
on
done.
That? You done on that?
Yeah,
Chinny,
I'm
back
done on
over to
that.
you.
Back over to me.
Yeah, Chinny,
Back over to you, Chinny.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Chinny.
Well, you ready now?
Chinny.
While I'm transitioning, I sort of, there's a video on TikTok that I think about daily. Did I mention this where they sell cocaine at a burger place?
No.
Can't say as you have.
Did I mention that? Basically, there's this news story, right? And like the news story is about how they sell cocaine at this burger place.
Okay.
And they interview this guy, and he's like, the news anchor's like, "Did you know that they sell cocaine at this burger place?" And his interview is like, "What? I never knew that. What? I never knew that." And it's my favorite thing that I think about all the time. What?
Is it a lot like on The Simpsons? Wait a minute, hang on a second. Let me, yeah.
Keep telling you, I just grow sorghum here.
Oh, it doesn't have the next part. And where are the hookers? Round back. Whoops.
On that note. I have been playing a video game.
You've been playing McDonald's cocaine dealer.
Yeah,
Grand Theft
totally.
Auto.
What's it called? Bloody.
Oh yeah.
Bloody Bing Bang.
Trying to find the exact planet that I'm on.
Game. Bloody thing.
Bloody sea. Bloody bird.
Game. I don't know.
Okay, this is the planet that I'm on.
Mass Effect.
I'm playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah, bloody game.
I looked at my last save and it was like July. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's amazing. How fast does time go?
Time has been just rocketing. I can't believe the last time I played this.
Slipping into the future.
So, I thought, right, let's make an effort here and get through this bloody game.
Video games.
I think for me, what's frustrating about Mass Effect is that you get like flashes of like, oh, this is why Mass Effect's great, and then it goes, and you're like, oh, now I'm stuck with this awful, like, character movement. For some reason, the character just moves weird. Can't explain it. He's sort of like on a delay, like he's got motion, like they do in like Red Dead Redemption, but they do it well.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. Like, it just doesn't add up quite right. I mean, you can see him on the screen. Like, he kind of like leans a lot, and he's just really weird. And then I think what they've done as well, that I'm starting to nail down what's bothering me about the combat, because I don't really like the combat that much, is that your character is so much more nimble than previous Mass Effects. So you've got a jetpack and you've got like a kind of boost. So you can kind of boost in any direction, like a dash, basically, in any direction, which is something that I don't think you had in other Mass Effects. And then it got to me thinking, like, Gears of War, you move like a tank, all right?
Yep.
And it wasn't because you're really quick that made the Gears of War combat fun. It was because you were slow, effectively, and it slowed the combat.
It's cover, isn't it? It's all cover.
And the cover-based system slows combat down. That's kind of, it makes it feel a bit more realistic,
by design,
a bit more tactical, and it used to be a trope in the Mass Effect games, like when you see low walls, that's when shit's going to go down. And I feel like they try and get away from that here, and I just hate the whole sticky cover stuff, what they do in this. So basically, if you've got your gun out and you walk up to a knee-high wall, you will take cover, but there's no lock-in, lock-out sort of system. It just never works. You never use it. It never feels right. But as soon as you use a cover system in like the older games or in Gears of War, it just feels good. It just I don't know why. I think Division 2 does it as well, where this sort of sticky,
Division,
sticky cover.
I don't know. I mean, the Division 2 is a little bit of a hybrid, because you're activating it, but once you're in it, it'll try to sense like, okay, you're going around a corner, or you want to go forward or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I think for me, the thing about the sticky cover in general is like, it's the computers trying to guess what you're trying to do, right? Once upon a time, you'd type in a search into Google and it would be like, here are your results. Now, the second you start typing one letter, it's like, you want this? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Stop it. Let me type in things that I'm looking for, and then you can go. And I think this sticky cover feels a little like that.
It feels like they've found a solution to a problem that didn't exist.
Agreed.
And I'm like, no, the press A to go in cover and press A to get out of it, or press down to get out of it was like absolutely fine. That was
nothing wrong with
great.
that,
Like, that's a great way of doing cover-based mechanics.
Yep.
And it doesn't work very well. I don't really like the enemies. They're not very well designed. And so I'm on this fucking cold planet at the moment called Void or something like that. It's fucking cold, basically, is the gist of this planet. And the squid people live on this planet. The squid people are the new species. Squid people. Stu.
Yes.
Squid people.
Squid people.
Squid Games. Squid people.
Oh, Squid Games.
Yeah.
Love that show.
So the squid people are like, oh, we love it here. And I'm like, why? Because it's all fucking cold and shit. I was, no, it's beautiful though. No, it ain't. It's awful.
I quite like
it's
snow.
beautiful if you're a squid.
Quite like snow.
Yeah, we'll see how much you like snow if you was like freezing.
Yeah, come to
bollocks.
Wisconsin, we'll see how much you love it.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, you know, you go, oh, we got to activate these things, and like the cat, that's the enemy. I've got a tower, and we can't get in there until we activate these things. I do all these missions. It took me fucking ages. It literally took me 4 months to do this. And it just feels like the pacing's off. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you just did a big planet, like a kind of Mars-like planet,
right?
And it's just threw you into another fuck-off planet.
Well, you to be fair, you chose to go to this other planet, right?
Yeah,
you
that is true.
More missions
That's
on
true.
Mars.
No, I did all the missions on Mars.
Oh, wow, you did them all.
Oh, it's not Mars, but it's kind of like Mars, right?
I know what you mean.
We'll call it Mars 2. I did all the
Mars
missions
2.
on Mars 2 because I'm a bit of a completionist. And I feel like a lot of people are like this, where they're like, I'm going to do everything on here first, and then I'll do the next one. And then you get the option of 2 planets, the cold planet or the foresty planet, right?
Gotcha.
I did the cold planet.
Endor.
Yeah, Endor or Pluto, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Hoth.
I'll do Hotho, right?
Hotho.
And I went on Hotho, and it is cold, and it's just massive. It's bigger than the Mars planet, Mars 2.
Did you have a Tauntaun to ride around on?
So you can leave at any time, go back to the ship, you know, do other things. But I just feel like, oh, that's not like realistic, mate. Like just like wasting petrol, fucking, because it takes unleaded petrol, these ships, by the way.
Is it E10? Because it's not as efficient.
It's the economy.
Not as
It's
efficient.
amazing that no advances in fuel technology since now.
None. So I think the little rover thing's diesel, to be fair. So you go in, you know, it's not realistic to go back on this ice planet, go all the way back to the ship, do a thing there, go back down. It's like, no, my character's sort of exploring this planet now.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what he's doing. And I've finally done the cold planet now. I finally did, and there's a big sort of mission at the end where you like, there's this tower, and
and the Mars too. You went up, down into the Earth. Now you're going up into a tower.
Well, you do that as well. You go down at one point.
Okay.
But anyway, you go to this tower, and like there's a queen squid person, right?
The queen
and she's
squid.
important for some reason. I can't remember why. It's been fucking months. Do you know what I mean?
Is it because she's the queen?
It's been fucking. No, she's not actually the queen. She's just kind of like, we gotta save her. Why? I don't know. She looks slightly different to the rest of us. I don't know.
Okay.
And you know what it's like, mate. Just fucking get in there and save her. So we go in, and basically you go into this tower, and then you find out that the cat, the enemy that you've been killing, I'm going to spoil it, by the way.
God.
The enemy that you've been killing have been like zombified squid people.
Dude.
And the squid person that you're with, by the way, my characters that I'm rocking with, one of them is a squid person, but that's completely optional. Like, I could be rocking with other people if I wanted to. That's the great thing about Mass Effect, is you can rock with who you want. And the character dialogue. So this whole cutscene unfolded of like my squid mate crying because like, oh, we've been killing the cat and all this, and I was like, oh, this is really good because if I hadn't brought this guy, I never would have saw how sad his life is. All right.
Yeah.
And now I do. But I thought it would make sense to bring the squid person on the squid planet. That I thought that's probably gonna be. There's probably gonna be stuff.
Well, you probably gonna be some sort of connection, some payoff. The game telling you, hey, good thinking there.
But also,
does it have origin missions like the original games? You know, where you do like a mission, a specific mission.
No. Like there's like
crewmate or whatever.
The squid guy just kind of tagged along. You land on the squid planet.
I guess we'll go to this planet. He looks at the name of the planet. He's like, Hotho? Huh?
No, the squid guy. How I recruited him is like, I land on this planet, all the squids, and all the squids are like, oh, we've never seen a human before. Like, what the fuck's this? And like, oh, sorry, we're human. Nice to meet you. My name's Mike. This is a big rock guy. He's what do you call him?
Yeah, I don't remember.
What's Rex? What is it?
God, it's so long since I played
Whatever his
Mass Effect.
name. I know what you're talking about. I just can't.
Anyway, it's not Rex, but it's Rex's brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is some blue woman.
Rex Mark II.
Rex Jr.
Some blue woman with some tentacles at the back of her head, right? Hello, we're from the Milky Way. How you doing? Heard you got some problems, fam. We can help you with those. And the squid guy was like, I'm a great warrior. I would love to serve you. And I'm like, cool. Do you know your way around a gun? Great. So that's how he joined my crew. And that's it, really. So that you don't get origin. Maybe you do, but I haven't come across them. But you certainly do get like nice interactions like you do in the other Mass Effect games. You know what I mean? Like they are talking to each other, and because I'm on his planet, he's saying interesting things like, "Oh, this is
where I lost my virginity over here."
Brilliant.
This is where
those guys are pretty brutal, but
I think you're gonna struggle to top that. Jimmy.
I ain't gonna top it, am I? No.
You're not gonna top that.
No. So this is where I lost my virginity. This rock here, right against it. And
oh my god,
it's all good. So he's saying stuff like that, which is cool. And then I've got like Rex's brother. I don't know what his name is. Like the rock, the sad rock people.
Yes.
And he's quite a juxtaposition to him because he's quite like spiritual and and the Rex's brother is like he's not actually Rex's brother. I just don't remember his name.
Is it Nakmor Drac?
Drac. It's Drac, I think.
Yeah,
it's Drac. So he's like, oh, fuck this place. I remember when I killed 50 people with my bare hands. Yeah. And then there was one mission that I was like, this is just some sort of side mission throwaway. He's like, check the ruins. I was like, fine. It wasn't a main mission. I wasn't going to do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Fine. And then
guess. You twisted my arm.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh shit, it's led to this whole thing,
It
which
opened
is
up a whole quest line.
Was it a good thing? Or
yeah, it was like you got to fight this like fuck off robot, and I was like, oh, I almost didn't do this. This is pretty good. That's the flashes again of like, Mass Effect's brilliant when it's brilliant.
Yeah, good stuff.
But it's a tough one, and like these what you're seeing on the screen now is like these. You got to activate 3 towers, right? And this. Activating 3 towers unlocks a dungeon, which then, I don't know, like, makes the planet warmer, right? That's the gist of it.
Okay.
So, the way you unlock them is so fucking stupid. You have to scan 3 things, and then you have to do a Sudoku puzzle.
Brilliant.
I
think it's just weird how developers constantly have to come up with something new. Like, oh, we can't do it like we did before. Let's, I don't know, Sudoku.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's just Sudoku with symbols,
Yeah, it is.
It's just so... And the first one, I had like an decryption key. And he was like, you can override this. And I was like, instant. I didn't even like... It was like a gut reaction. When you hit your knee with a hammer and it just kicks. I was like, no, not doing that. No way. And then... for the next 2 towers, I didn't have one of those decryption keys, and I had to actually sit there and solve it. And I was like, I could just Google this now. I won't. I'll solve it. So I solved it. And I was like, Sudoku's pretty good, actually. I quite like Sudoku while I was doing it. But yeah, it's fine.
I like an actual Sudoku, but that mini game isn't fun. Like,
No. But anyway, I did enjoy what I've been playing. I've been getting into it a bit more, sort of like really. It doesn't sound like I'm enjoying it, doesn't it? But I'm really like forcing myself to play it a bit more, and I do enjoy it. There's bits of it I'm like, oh, this is all right. This is okay. I'm not hating it at all. But I feel like I've let go of the fact that it's not Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3. Do you know what I mean?
You've accepted it.
I just know that it's not
come
going
to
to be
terms.
that. Yeah, but I am interested in playing the remasters of those now, because Mass Effect Andromeda is so close. Like my memory of it is so close now. If I play those pretty quickly afterwards, then it'd be interesting to know why are they just so much better than this. What is it, or is my memory warped, or
is it jaded? Is it just like, you're just seeing things?
I feel like it'd be a good experiment just to know why Andromeda doesn't hit the mark. So that's why I'm sort of slogging it through. But it's not too painful. So that's me talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. I'll stop.
Cool. I'm going to talk about one other thing, because we've got quite a few speak pipes tonight. So I'll save some for next week. But if you have a Quest headset or a Quest 2 headset, I suggest you download this interactive experience.
Oh, I don't like the words interactive experience.
I know, it's not a game. It's more like a film.
No.
Rather than a game. And it's called Goliath. And basically, it's based on a real person. So it's a real person.
Yeah, he fought a dude named David.
No, he didn't. Who
it's in the Bible.
Who had schizophrenia. So it's basically about schizophrenia, and they use sort of VR as a way of showing people, I guess, what it's like to suffer from it, really, and sort of have schizophrenic episodes and what happens to you. So it's about half an hour long, so it's not a huge investment in time. And it's really well done. It's got Tilda Swinton is doing the voiceover.
Ooh, you had me at Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, she's really, really good. She was in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. She played the witch and what have you.
In what?
In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Did you ever see Snowpiercer, Chinny?
Snowpiercer, no. She plays the woman in that.
Did you ever see Michael Clayton?
No.
The George Clooney movie. What else has she been in?
Loads
Have
of
you ever
stuff.
used a keyboard?
Yeah, have you used a keyboard?
There's the button over the under escape is a little squiggly line. It's a tilde. Ha! Tilde!
There you go. Wow.
She's been in so many things. I don't know how you haven't seen
loads of stuff. But I thought, I'll be honest with you, when she started, I thought it was Lena Headey.
Constantine.
She's been in a lot of stuff. But anyway,
she's in Doctor Strange. Did you see Doctor Strange, Chinny?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's the sort of mystical person who Doctor Strange learns from.
Are you seriously saying she's the mystical person in Doctor Strange?
But she's like the main one who tutors him.
That features like thousands of wizards.
I know. But she's the main one he learns from. He thinks she's good, and then she's kind of evil, and he's like, I guess she's complicated.
The bald one.
Yeah.
Because everybody got angry at her because that should have been an Asian character, right?
Right. Anyway, right?
Anyway,
he does the voiceover in this experience.
Yes. What experience?
Because it's not a game. Called Goliath.
What's that on?
With schizophrenia on the Quest 2.
Oh, you should have mentioned it.
And it's really, really good. It's really not eye-opening, but it is interesting for people, I think, if they played through this, just to get an idea. And it's kind of got a happy ending. So, although he goes through a lot of dark stuff, this guy, I'm not going to say it all works out in the end, because that sounds a bit cliche, but he finds a way of sort of channeling stuff so that he can sort of get on with your normal kind of life. It's good. I would give it a go. Like I say, it's about 30 minutes, and it's better than Vader Immortal Episode 3, and it's free.
There you go. We got a question in the chat. Jay Ryder says, a Quest 2 with 64 gig, is that good enough? Is that enough memory, Stu?
I'd have said Yes, although I did have to. I downloaded Star Wars Pinball VR, and I did have to delete some other stuff today for the first time.
My answer would be it's manageable. It's not ideal, but it's manageable.
Yeah. It's fine. You just, most games are about a couple of gigs, aren't they, Ginny? If that, really.
If that.
Apart from the new ones are getting bigger, and stuff like obviously Saints and Sinners is massive.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
But most games are fairly small. Yeah. But it's good. But yeah, I'd definitely give it a go, Goliath. Like I say, it's an interactive experience as opposed to a game, but it is very well done. Right, I think we've got some speak pipes to get through because we've got quite a few speak pipes.
Oh yeah, people, check it out.
Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
And I'm going to play those speak pipes in just 1 second. I made the mistake of opening up an email from Jacinta, and I started responding to it, and I have to finish.
Now, interestingly, we have got, weirdly, we've got two speak pipes off Jacinta and an email, but I don't know which I should do first. Do we do the email first, then the speak pipes? I don't know. What do you think, Duke?
Well, we used to do emails before speak pipes, but it sounds like you've just given up on
Well, shall we just do this email first, then? Because it's the only one we've got.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that email first, and then we can get to the speak pipes.
Whoa, that ruled.
This first email is from Jacinta. Well, one and only email, should I say, is from Jacinta.
Oh, yeah.
Friend of the show.
An awesome friend.
Yes, I've been busy this week. So this is it. She says an email about stuff, I guess. So that's what
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm reinstalling Destiny 2 like a drug addict.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Maybe I've told you guys this before, but maybe not. I don't think she has because I quickly read through this before, but I don't think she's told this before. But I don't tend to have a consistent gamer tag or profile on things.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's why I always buy my games on disc. I have to do this to try and avoid getting too attached to or emotionally invested in the less important aspects of gaming, like achievements, trophies, and gamer score. Though this doesn't always work. If I don't view a gamer tag or profile as temporary, I tend to get addicted to getting trophies, achievements, to the point where it's negatively impacting my enjoyment of games.
Yes.
I'll keep on playing a game for that one achievement until I hate the game itself. I don't know how people can simultaneously care about trophies and achievements, but also not let them ruin the games. That's a skill I've yet to acquire. Yeah, you did that with Gears of War, I guess, Ginny.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I feel like, a lot of people were addicted to those things at one point.
Yeah.
And then at some point, they didn't matter anymore.
I've never been bothered about them, to be fair.
No, but you
never bothered. I quite like, I mean, don't get me wrong, when you bloop and you've got something, I'm like, but I've never, like, hunted them. I think I've only ever maxed out one game, and that was Oblivion.
By the way, I hadn't finished talking about all the other games I've been playing, by the way.
Yeah, well, we've got to move on, man. You can.
Stu has decided you're done. So
You're done.
Fuck you.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That means you don't have to play anything next week because you can just hang on to that.
Talk
one.
about it next week.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
It's fine.
Anyways, I have a litany of past aliases that have been deleted and no real consistent online identity. As a side note, I actually really hate that Xbox won't let you make an offline profile to play your disc games like PlayStation does. I didn't even know that was a thing.
What's that?
So basically, on PlayStation, you can make an offline profile and play disc games without having to ever go online. Whereas Xbox doesn't allow you. You've got to always be online to play your games.
Right.
If it's a disc game,
Just go online. I don't know.
I know. So, I have deleted the old gamer tag I was playing on Destiny 2 and was brainstorming a new gamer tag just to play Destiny 2.
Jeez.
Do you see what she did there? I thought this time I could make role-playing account and made a gamer tag a proper name that fits in the Destiny universe and lore.
Kremlak Zunzag.
I wanted to make a warlock, and the warlock NPC is Ikora Ray.
Oh, there you go.
I was brainstorming similar sounding derivatives and thought of Aurora Ray. So I Google it, just to make sure it's not an alias being used on OnlyFans porn star chick, which is possible, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's always
Honestly,
possible.
nothing wrong with that, but not really the vibe I was going for. Instead, it turns out that Aurora Ray is a college dean and lesbian romance novelist.
Ooh.
Well, all right, you hit the
as
jackpot.
As a WLW, woman loving women, this tickled me. How cool and random is the internet? I probably won't use the name now, but you know, it just cracked me up. So,
Yeah.
I can't think of a question to ask, but I hope you boys are all well. Well, I'm all right.
Yeah,
You
we're
two,
great.
all right? We're all
Yeah.
We're all great.
Thanks,
Stuart.
Jacinta.
My name is Jacinta.
Stu.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Are you still reading the email?
Yeah. I've still got more to
Continue.
go.
Continue. Continue.
It's always hard to
Stuart.
tell with Stupid.
Stuart, I'm sorry I used too many big words. Is this some sort of patronization going on here?
No,
I use
Stu.
too
She
many
wouldn't
big words,
patronise
run on
you.
sentences, or generally butcher the punctuation. I'm typing on my phone as I feed the baby soft carrot stick and pasta. Proofreading is my day job. Oh no, I'm guessing she's well, it's fine. It was fine. First day back in the actual classroom tomorrow. As you record the podcast, I'll be dropping Elliot off at the daycare for the first time. Get this, people. He's now 8 months old.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell?
He's
Where does
now
time go,
18
Skinny?
years old.
Yeah, really.
Where does time go? Good God. Jacinta, thank you, Jacinta. We always
Thank
like
you.
emails off you. You are
Thank
very
you, Jacinta.
Stu,
Go
there
on,
there
what
was a
did you want?
game that I
Yeah.
didn't put on the list that I was meant to put on the list.
Kind. Oh,
I want you to go into the Google Docs.
yes.
Can you see where my cursor is?
Yes.
I'm gonna type the game,
Right.
and I want to hear your reaction.
Okay.
So for the audio listeners, I'm typing the game.
All right. I'm looking. I am watching. I'm
Okay,
waiting.
you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I haven't even played this. I've paid for this thing. I haven't even bothered downloading it. Yep.
So the name of the game is A Good Life.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I played that game.
So you played the whole game because it's just come out, hasn't
But
it?
I'm not
So
going to talk
guessing-
about it until.
No,
You
next
better
week.
not have played the
Well,
whole game.
In a way, that's a good thing because I haven't played it at all, and we can talk about
It's
it
your
together
playing my
next
game,
week.
bitch.
Yeah.
I'm able to see into the future. Let's see. I'm hearing Chinny give a review.
Yeah, I'm guessing that might be what happens. And do you know what?
It
I'll be
might be.
honest. I'll be honest, Duke. That might be the same for me. Who knows?
It might be because
might
this shit
be.
is shit.
Yeah, it's not done well with reviews. It's fair to say.
Maybe because
Anyway, look, it's a long time ago when I paid for this. So I'm
your
not that,
shit for
I'm not that
recommending it?
salty.
You were drunk.
And I was probably drunk when I did it. Anyway, speaking powers, let's move on to that, and we'll talk about A Good Life next week, or The Good Life, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the idea. All right, so this first one is from Fletch.
Fletch.
Dr. Rosen.
Evening, guys. Just been listening to last week's show where you said about sending something in to review EGX, so I thought I'd just sort of sum up my time in London last week. So I went to London with my better half, and I had a fantastic time. I went up on the Wednesday, stayed all the way till Sunday, had a great time in London. Pretty much none of it at EGX, though. I went and watched the Phantom of the Opera, which was great. I went and watched The Play That Goes Wrong, which was very funny.
Very good.
I went to a Vincent van Gogh interactive exhibit where I tried VR. The VR was very, very good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And then he got his ear cut off. Ha!
sort of went around sort of landscapes and things that inspired Van Gogh paintings. That was excellent. I went to a Thai boxing club with a London-based friend. I went for ramen one night, and yeah, the EGX itself didn't do very much. I walked in on Thursday, had one look around, saw how small it was, went past the WWF stand and decided to sponsor a snow leopard. So I've now adopted a snow leopard.
Wow,
that says a lot about EGX. That the main thing to do there is to sponsor a snow leopard. It's not even related to video games.
With them, the only stuff I really played was a few indie games, and the stuff that I played the most actually was on the Sunday in the games library. I played Project Gotham Racing 3 for about an hour, and on the Saturday I played XCOM for 2 hours. Both very good games, but both been out for 10 years.
So a lot of
Wow. That says a lot. All right. Anything we want to say about that? Yeah, there's not much to say.
I don't know. I just feel like it was a weird decision. I think they should have just taken another year off.
I guess so. I
And,
mean,
you
a lot of
know-
indie developers can't wait, though. I mean, they need to get their stuff out there.
I
you know?
know,
They've
but
been working on it for
it's
3 years. They're
I
not letting COVID
know.
get in the fucking way of their release.
I agree.
I feel their
do.
pain. I got this
I
book
do.
waiting to go. I have no way to do an event. I got to do an online event, I guess. Ugh. Nah. Anyway, there's another
it's not
speak
great.
pipe from Fletch as well.
Yeah,
so
it's
he's not
two.
done. Yeah, here comes part 2 from Fletch.
And because 90 seconds isn't quite enough, so yeah, that was my time at EGX. Very disappointing. Absolutely not worth the 4-day pass that we normally would. They didn't really give us very much in terms of sort of notice. There was a very small thing that they put out in September saying, "Oh, it might not be quite as big as a usual one, but we'll try and give you something that is just as applicable." But that definitely didn't happen. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter. There's an EGX refund hashtag. I'm not going to do anything like ask for refunds. I am pretty disappointed. I didn't think it would be a particularly big show, but given that there's been very little chance to actually get out from where I live this year, it was a chance for a weekend away, somewhere different. So
It was a minor part of the weekend. Like, I'm here. I might as well stop in on EGX.
Yeah, and that hashtag like refund, that's a bit fucking much, innit? Get a life.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what though? The only thing I will say, it's not cheap. A Saturday ticket
No,
on
but-
its own was like 24 quid still.
And that's
They
fine,
haven't
but
cut the price.
no,
You know what
but
I
I mean, they're not defrauding you though. They're not doing anything wrong. You know what you're getting.
They're not, but it isn't the same as a normal show, and they're still charging the same premium.
that's not
price.
their
Well,
fault, though.
that's a separate question. That's a separate
Yeah,
question too.
well.
If
Is
you
it-
think that okay, they should be charging that much, and you didn't go for that reason, fine. But if you bought the ticket and then you go and you're like, I want my money back, that's bull crap.
Yeah, I get.
And this is me. Who the hell am I defending companies?
I know,
Ugh,
what is the matter
listen to
with
me.
you?
What's going on? The world's all topsy turvy. All right,
Crazy.
Fletch, finish us up here.
most of my time. EGX obviously not really being a major part of it. Hopefully, though, next year it'll be back to normal. Fingers crossed. I've noticed that they've actually got like a Birmingham and a London event now, so I think they're replacing Resd and having sort of 2 EGX shows. So maybe that might be something that the community might want to decide if there's one of those that they would prefer to
Both.
go to, and we can all meet up at one of those two.
Chinny, I heard, but wants to go to
Let's
both.
hope that next
Both
year
of
is
them.
better than this one.
All right, well, thank you, Fletch.
thank
we
you,
appreciate
Fletch.
that. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I barely knew that it was on, really, and it was complete coincidence that I was at Robin's house the same weekend
Yeah,
that
same
EGX
weekend.
would have happened. That was coincidence. I didn't even know about EGX. I didn't even know they were doing one, which probably speaks volumes about, no, I don't think anybody was ready to go. Like I
No,
I
it's
never
too
got the
soon.
sense that anybody was asking me, are you going, Chinny? Maybe I'll go if like you guys go, or I got no sense of that. I got the collective that I got was like, I don't think I'm ready for something like that.
Yeah, I think that was the general thing, and it's weird to think that like this time last year that was a hospital.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It was a Nightingale Hospital last year
yeah,
when treating COVID patients and stuff.
yeah.
It's weird.
For me, EGX now is about the people that go, and the game's a bit of a backdrop, and it is nice to sort of play some games that and like review them a little bit and stuff. I still want to do that, but
I hate to say it, Ginny. I think if I had to pay, I probably wouldn't go.
yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
awful.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably due a meetup next year,
Yeah.
April. I think that would be doable. But I don't expect everybody that usually comes to come. Maybe, I don't know, but we can.
We'll see what happens.
We'll have a
We'll
go.
sort something out and see what happens.
Yeah, but if they do one in Birmingham and London, I might go to both. Like I enjoy the weekends, but I only enjoy it because of the company, really.
Yeah,
I
same.
wouldn't go on my own. When you and I went to that one in Albert Dock, was it Resd in Albert Dock?
Yeah, that was all right.
Was it not Albert Dock? That's Liverpool, isn't it?
Tobacco Dock.
Tobacco Dock. That's it. That's
Tobacco
London.
Dock.
That was all right. Like it was only me and you. Like it was fun. Like it's just a fun little weekend.
Snooker 19, man.
Snooker 19. That's where I found Snooker 19.
It was.
But like if like there was 5 of us, or like if there was 10 of us. I mean, usually I don't know. I can't even remember how many there was. 2019. but there was like a good.
There was a lot of us.
There's a few of us, and even if there was 5 or 10 or 20 of us, it doesn't really. As long as there's a few of us to go collectively together and do a little podcast and review some games and have a bit of a laugh, that's good enough for me. So yeah, maybe next year I'll go back to those things, but I'm done this year. But I think the only thing really left to do this year in the gaming calendar is I probably do Extra Life.
Yes, coming up.
So that's coming up.
soon.
I haven't made any arrangements, but
No, I need to figure that out.
I need to
Figure
figure
that
that
shit out, Chinny.
Yeah.
More speed pipes. We've got Jacinta speed pipes next, I believe.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Her name is Jacinta.
Hi guys. Haven't left a speak pipe in ages. I know Stu probably just read my behemoth of an email, and I apologize.
Behemoth.
Mr. Elliot wants to make a guest appearance.
Hi, Elliot.
But anyway,
Hi,
I just wanted
Elliot.
to say I'm playing God of War for the first time, the remastered one on PlayStation, and I did not think that I would like it, but I very much like it, and I'm really disturbed by the fact that it's Teal'c's voice from Stargate SG-1, but it's not his face, and it's breaking my brain, but I still love the game, so yay. And also, Chitty, it kind of breaks my heart that you don't like games anymore, and like I shouldn't really care because I don't actually know you at all, really, but it makes me upset. And I'm just like, if I was a praying person, I'd pray for you in your games. Just, they're good. Play them, maybe.
He's
But
trying.
also
He's trying.
Get it. Okay, bye.
Oh.
Well, hopefully she'll be very happy about the
upset.
fact that
Yeah.
I hope she
back
collected
in.
herself.
I've had a good week this week, but
Yeah.
if I was
He's back. He's back. It's fine.
yeah, it's like I'm forcing it. I'm playing these games with this kind of face, like, yeah, yay, they're so fun. But I do think that, like, I don't want to go into a big deep conversation here, but like games have just changed a lot, and I haven't really agreed with everything. But also, when we started this podcast, like we could keep up with every game that came out. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like we
That
could
is
keep up with
true.
every game that came out, and we can't do that no more, which is fine. It means that games have grown, which is also fine. But then you can't review or play everything, and nor do I want to, because games like there's just games that what was that guitar game that you played recently?
Guitar
Stu?
Hero?
No, like the psychedelic one.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Side scrolling.
Oh my God, what's it called? I love that game as well.
Well, I know, but like
Game of the year. I can't remember what
Game
it's
of the year.
called.
Wait, it's in the top 3 games of the year. I don't know. I can't remember now.
what my
I'm old.
My conclusion is that like games used to be just made for anybody. Like there's a game here, and if you're a gamer, you'll play the game because it's a game. Whereas now, more and more so, it's just like these games are just not made for you at all. Like with you in mind. Like before, it was like you might not like JRPGs, but now it's like you don't like this game because you have to take like photos and stuff, or you just have to walk down the street and it's all voice.
Jenny's trying to sneak in some reviews.
No, it's not about that. But like, all right, let me pick.
I know
up.
what you mean, though. I know what you mean, though. Like, games are not aiming for a generalized market anymore. They're aiming for a very specific market, or they're MMOs and they're designed to just suck money out of you.
It's like when cinemas came out, they didn't even make movies. They just filmed people walking off a train, and people would turn up and go, "This is fucking brilliant." And then they got bored, and then they reversed it and went, "This is fucking brilliant." And then they started making stories, and that's where cinema came from. And then like it just exploded, and like, oh, these weird little films are not made for everybody now. And it's just that's where games are at now. It just feels like games have got to a point where movies got to decades ago, where these games are not made for you. You don't need to play everything. Like if a game where you walk down a fucking, I don't know, like you just walk and people talk to you, and it's a walk.
Can I just ask, do you walk as a cat or dog?
No, I'm not picking on that game. But like about 5 years ago, the big walking simulators were massive, wasn't they? And Like
You still get a few of those, but not as
when they're
not
coming
in the
out.
same degree.
When they're coming out, you like, oh, I've got to play it. It's something new, something different. And now I'm just like, these are just not made for me at all. Like, I want to shoot things in the face. I want to be Batman. I want to be in GTA. I want to be, that's that kind of stuff that I do. But other people like games where you plant seeds in your garden, talk to other animals. Like that's what they like. But it's not for me. And I feel like I don't know. But I am playing games again, Jacinta, so it's fine.
Yeah, he is.
But what I want to know is maybe people can send in their speak pipes. So if you're listening to this, you can email us. You can send in a speak pipe. The links are in the show notes. Have you ever lost your gaming mojo, and what brought you back?
Yeah,
so
what brought you back?
If you're listening to this and you think, oh yeah, I have lost my game, or no, you haven't, send us a speak pipe, send us an email, get involved, and we can mock you.
We can do. By the way, it was The Artful Escape.
Was
the game. The Artful Escape.
Great Speaking of mocking people, Jacinta sent another speak pipe.
She's collected herself.
Good old two speak pipe Jacinta. It's like Arthur Two Sheds Jackson.
Yeah.
Imagine someone else sending in two speak. Oh wait, Fletch did that too.
Yeah.
So here's the second one from Jacinta.
Oh shit, you guys! I just thought of a question.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Anyway,
it's too late. No, you missed your chance. We're not answering it now. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so I've been playing games on easy, which is something that I've tried to avoid most of the time, except for The Last of Us because that was just impossible. Anyway, so I've been playing games on easy because I don't have any time to like replay sections of the game over and over again, and I get frustrated, and I'm just not a very patient person.
Well, and we're adults with lives. Like when you're a kid, the whole like I'm gonna finish this on hard, like that makes sense, I guess. But like, who cares what level you play games on? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of it if you do, but I think you should play whatever game makes sense for you, and to hell with everyone else. And besides, most of the time, people don't even know, so who cares?
So I've been playing them on easy. And my question is, I'm genuinely wondering if you think that there's an actual skill required to play games on like normal and harder, or if it's literally just time. Like, is it skill or is it time that you invest? Do you clear a level that you found hard when you're playing it on normal or hard after a certain amount of time because you were good or because you learned how to play it better? So is it actually a demonstration of skill, I guess, is what I'm pondering? Or if it's just, hey, I had excess time, therefore I could pump it into this thing. I think where that argument falls apart is like Dark Souls, where some people, no matter how much time they pump into it, they still suck. So I don't know. Just food for thought and a question that I didn't think that I had that I did. Bye.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of both.
I think it's a bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are some people who have a natural ability to be good at stuff. Like a good example of this is my daughter Millie playing Super Hexagon, because I played it for a similar amount of time to what she played it, and I never got good at it. I barely ever. I don't think I ever. I never broke the 100-second mark. I think the most I ever got was about 84 seconds. And Millie's top was 320 or 330 odd seconds or something ridiculous. And that was just skill and being young and having a much faster react time to stuff than I did. And she just got in the zone. But I do think some people have an inbuilt sort of aptitude to play stuff at very high difficulty levels, and some people don't. I think that's just the way of things.
I feel like I could probably play most games on hard if I wanted to. I play them on normal because of time.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can play them on hard because I'd be able to do it.
Because you're skillful.
I can do it. I can do it. Yeah. I feel. And Dark Souls is always a game that I've always wanted to try. You know, I don't really like medieval stuff, wizardry, all that kind of stuff. But the challenge of Dark Souls has always appealed to me. Maybe I should give it a go.
Maybe you should.
But
maybe you should.
I've always fancied it because I don't know. There's something about just being absolutely. Again, it's a different experience, isn't it? It's the challenge of winning and beating something. But you don't always need that with
But some of it is time. I mean, look at Duke. Duke is a great example where Rocket League's concerned, because when he first played that game, you know, and I don't know whether you'll agree with me here, Duke. I don't know whether you would say you had a natural skill set to play Rocket League.
No, I don't think I did. And in fact, like Rocket League is such an outlier in my life. This is what I was thinking about. Like, I would never have expected me to be any good at it ever, or to stick with it, because most other sports games, like I've played lots of FIFA and Pro Evo and football games and baseball games, and I was like giving them a whirl, but I've never stuck with them long enough to get any good at them. And I think part of it is because Rocket League did not come out with a game every year. If they had come out with a game every year and the player base had died for Rocket League, 2015 or whatever, I might not be any good at it today. But I stuck with it, and the core gameplay is so rewarding that I've gotten kind of decent at it.
Yeah, you've got better. Practice.
Right. But I think it depends on the game. There are some games I think that reward general skill, and there's a lot of games that just reward the skills for that game. So I think Dark Souls, I've played a lot of action RPGs in my years, and I suck at Dark Souls because I think it does require a different kind of skill and a certain kind of perseverance, which I definitely do not have. And I'm not looking for in my video games. I'm not, like I've said, my job is so frustrating that I don't want more frustration when I get home. I want something that's like hold down the button to kill everything, But I also think that what people have, there is, okay, I'll take Millie as an interesting example of somebody who has, just skills. But I also think that what we do is we develop skills as gamers in general. If we work hard at, gaming when we're young, and then we have like a body of skills that then transfers over to other games for the most part later on.
Yeah, no,
I think that's different from having like innate skills.
I think
this is why I think.
Sorry, go on. Carry on.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think that a lot of guys have their sense of masculinity tied into how good they are at gaming when they're like ages 10 to 18, and as a result they game so hard they got to get good, and they want to ridicule other people online, and they're just really driven to do that, so that when they get to 18, 20, 22, then it seems like that girls suck, girls aren't good at games, because a lot of girls haven't put in all those hours in order to prove their manhood or their womanhood, you know what I mean? But obviously there's plenty of ladies who are good at gaming. I just think that guys try hard, as the kids say, because I know this was true for me, like I wanted to prove something with my ability to game. It was part of who I was. And that's different from having like, general ability as a gender or as an individual.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any type of sport's a great example because, even if you just took tennis as an example, there'll be, all the top tennis players will probably spend the same amount of time practicing and training every day, hitting 1,000 balls a day, but there's always going to be someone who's better. There is that. There's always going to be that natural ability to be good at something, regardless of the amount of practice or time you put into something. There's always going to be someone who comes naturally to them, regardless.
Or somebody who's able to put in 5 more hours than you are.
Potentially, but I would imagine they all spend about the same amount of time.
I'm not saying raw talent isn't a thing.
I heard like Kobe Bryant say something about about this, where he said it's just math, or maths if you're in England. All right.
Yeah.
If you're the guy who plays basketball once a week for 3 hours versus the guy that practices basketball every day for 2 hours for a year, you're going to be, in 2 years' time, you're going to be light years ahead of the guy that played once a week. So, yeah, I mean, there is the natural abilities to it. Some people are better at things than others, but you've got Kobe Bryant, who was one of the best basketball players in the world, saying, well, it is all about. Well, a lot of it is about.
It's a bit of both.
Putting in the hours. You know what I mean? Like putting in the graft, and like the stacking the hours. Basically, is another thing where if you look at it as a graph, like if you look at every hour you put into something, you're getting better at it. If you really stay uncomfortable, if you really try and finesse what you're bad at and try and improve and stuff, if you make it a good hour of practice, then it stacks and the graph just keeps going up and up and up and up. But if you sort of do 3 hours here and then you sort of just, you're playing basketball but you're not really trying, or it's a social thing, then you're not going to improve. But if you're pushing yourself in the, like,
Yeah,
the
but like I'm saying, if you took the top 50 tennis players, they will all put a similar amount of graft
yeah, of course,
in.
yeah, but like
There'll always be
they,
someone who's better.
but there
because
you're
there's always
talking
someone
about,
who's got more natural ability.
but
than
there
someone
you're
else.
talking about like when you get to that level, when you get, I mean, that's the top 1% of tennis.
Yeah.
Right. When you get to that level, it all just becomes, who is naturally better, but it's always pretty close anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I imagine tennis. I don't know much about tennis, but I imagine tennis is, if the ball bounced slightly this way, or if there's a little bit of happenstance as well.
There is, but mostly.
But skill, everybody's close to beating the person that's better than them as well. Like,
they are.
Right, and go ahead.
But I was going to say, even if you get someone who's like, say, 150 in the world, they'll be putting in as much graft as a person in the top 10. But they're just not good enough to get there. They're never going to be good enough.
Well, and it's also like, I mean, Rocket League has taught me that, and this speaks to Chinny's point too, which is it's the difference between, like, if you take it in Rocket League, like the difference between gold 1 and gold 2 is pretty significant. The difference between diamond 1 and diamond 2 is minute. You know what I mean? The higher you go in the skill level, the more tiny little things, just like responding to that situation that happens 1 every 1,000 bounces, you know what I mean? And it's about being able to move your backhand slightly this way or that way.
Oh, yeah.
And it's some people will be able to develop that more quickly, so they don't need to put in the same 10,000 hours. They need to put in 5,000 hours, and they'll be at that same level as someone who put in 10,000. So, natural ability, like I say, is a thing. But the other thing is that, it always makes me laugh in Rocket League when people are like, you suck. I'm like, dude, we are at the same level. We are ranked exactly this. That's why we got put on the same team, dude. Don't you think it's possible that I had a bad game just like you have a bad game sometimes? The question is, like, can you get over those bad games and, like, get your, and it has a lot to do with confidence too. Like, when I miss, I think, oh, I'm sucking this game, and then it makes me scared to take risks or to, like, trust my hands. And so much of the game is just like trusting your hands to do what they need to do. You know what I mean? It's like golf, or Chinny, you talked about that book you were reading about snooker, and like archery or whatever. Like, it's about getting yourself to not think about it.
It's psychology, man. It's everything.
Yeah, I'm reading a book, like The Inner Game of Golf, and it's all about like, it's all psychological and confidence. And
it's Caddyshack. No.
Everything. Anyway, we have got some more speak pipes, so we do need to do
that.
Yeah,
we'd love to keep talking about that, just since it's a good question. Thank you.
It was a good question.
And here comes one from Darkside. I couldn't hold that one for very long.
That's pretty good.
Hello, Veteran Gamers. It's Derek Sains back again.
Hello.
I'm just going to give you and the listeners 7 recommendations of stuff to either listen to or watch on the internet.
7?
Oh, so we'll get straight in.
This is like on Double when I'm going to name 9 cars. He's going to name 9 cars.
Number 1, a YouTube channel to do with video games called Spawn Wave.
Spawn Wave. Okay.
That's SPAWNWAVE. Number 2, on iTunes, Anything Ghost. That's where people send in their personal paranormal experiences, and they either read them out themselves, or the guy who presents it, the channel, reads them out himself.
I gotta tell you, every year, or every semester rather, I ask my students from the Book of Questions. I don't know if y'all remember the Book of Questions when that came out, but one of them is, do you believe in ghosts and evil spirits? And I can only put up with so many of my students going, well, my grandma died in 1987, and then our house had this creaky floor. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of patience for those paranormal stories. Anyway.
I get that.
Number 3, the Nextlander podcast. And number 4, the Giant Bombcast. And I'm grouping them together because the Nextlander podcast is a fairly new one to do with video games, and it's got some of the guys who used to work at Giant Bomb, and I'm sure the Giant Bombcast needs no more introduction. Most people probably know about that already. So on to number 5, and that is a YouTube channel called Undead Storyteller. And I'm sure you can guess what that's about.
This week's story is about brains.
People sending their ghostly and paranormal stories, and they get read out.
Who knew?
Number 6, the Seal podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people know about that from the
I was going to say next, like Overseas Connection.
Association with the VG Hub. And number 7, and finally, Joysticks and Chill, Jay's new, or fairly new podcast. I'm just recommending that because there's some awesome speak pipes on there. So have you got any recommendations of your own? and keep on gaming.
There you go.
Go ahead. Recommendations for podcasts.
I've got one. We binged our first ever TV series all in one day whilst I've been on.
I thought he was asking about podcasts.
Well, it's a recommendation.
I know. I'm just playing.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Cruel Summer on Amazon.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was way better than I was expecting, and it's a pretty interesting story in the way it's told. It's a bit teeny, so it's a bit teeny kind of orientated, but it is worth a watch. Quite good. Cruel Summer. There you go. We binged all 10 episodes in one day.
There you go.
There you go. That's my recommendation of the week.
The funniest podcast on the internet is called My Brother and Me. They're so good. They're so funny. I think I tweeted to you, Stu, the one about Deadmau5.
Yep.
And his mother. It's such a great bit. They're just really funny. They did a TV show for like 6 episodes. It's so good. Talking about ranchos. Yeah, I'm also a fan of Hysteria, which is a news podcast with these 3 awesome ladies. And the Flophouse is very funny as well. They talk about bad movies, but they also have these like interim things. And there's a current events podcast called the Didactic Sincast, which is really good. I recommend everyone check that out. And I do like the Overseas Connection, and Experience Points podcast is also a good one about video games.
There you go. Ginny, recommendations of the week for you?
I think I've talked about this before, but the Clinton Baptiste paranormal podcast.
Oh, another paranormal one.
No, well, it's a comedy podcast. So I've talked about it. You know, Phoenix Nights, the character, the clairvoyant from Phoenix Nights. He features in one episode in Phoenix Nights.
Right.
Oh
God, yeah, you said last week.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago. I was in Ireland.
Wow. Last time you were on.
Yeah. So, and season 4 is coming out now, so he's actually like doing that now. But I was listening to that on the train down to Dublin. It's very good. And then my other favourite podcast of all time is Criminal, which is just about different crimes and stuff, and not all sort of crimes that you might think. Some are about like kidnapping and murder, but sometimes it's about squatters or something weird, and it's just such an interesting story, and I love it so much. So yeah, those are my 2.
Cool.
There you go.
There you go. There's some recommendations for you, everybody. Listen to or watch those.
Now, weirdly, Derek's also sent 2 speak pipes.
Yeah, everyone's got 2 speak pipes.
I know, what is going down?
One is not enough. Here we go, 30 seconds.
Hello, veteran gamers. It's Derek Scenes back again. I realised after sending my last recommendation speak pipe that I forgot to include my favourite movie review channel. And it's on YouTube, and it's Darren Van Dam's Flick Connection. And it's based in the USA, and he mainly does reviews of movies on the popular streaming channels. And he's got one on there, I think he uploaded it 5 days ago, Top 20 Scariest Movies You Can Stream for Halloween. An enjoyable channel, I think, so give it a try. I'll leave it at that, and keep on screaming.
Yeah. I've never been into horror movies myself.
I love horror movies. I love a good horror movie.
Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, like these are good movies I like because, I don't know, to me a good horror movie goes beyond just horror and it has something else in it. I find a lot of horror movies are kind of samey, and I mean, whatever, like if you like the experience of being terrified, more power to you. I just don't like that experience unless it's for a very good reason. And so whatever. I mean, I'm open to them. Like, you know, I guess I liked A Quiet Place well enough, but for the most part, I'm like, they're not for me.
I liked Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. That's a great movie. Yeah.
I thought that was like, I knew what the twist was before I watched the film, but I still liked it. I still thought it was a great film.
I think I'd like to watch it again because I've only seen it the once, and I think it's one of those movies that gets a lot better after you've seen it.
Yeah, it's just good.
So it doesn't make it unworth watching if you know what the twist is.
And like if you like video games, then Cabin in the Woods is great.
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
It is very, very good.
And that's all the speak pipes, people.
Finally, a lot of speak pipes tonight. Right, we need to
everybody.
do.
We love
yeah,
all the
thank
speak
you.
pipes.
We do keep them coming. Shout outs time.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I'm going to shout out Duke, who very kindly let me use his photo for this week's mix started.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to shout out Stu for using my photo on his mix.
Oh, God, I feel like we're podcasting with Duke now.
Yeah, it was a chill out mix, and the photo was perfect for that.
Hey, it so happens that I was on my way to school, and I was like, ooh, that's a beautiful sunrise. So I tweeted it, and Stu was like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yep. So if you want some chill out music, it's very nice actually. It's a nice mix. It's kind of
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to.
It's got a very 90s orb feel about it.
Oh, yeah. You had me at orb.
Yeah, it has got an orb track on there as well, so I'll put one of those on.
Sweet.
And a bit of lemon jelly. I started off with a bit
Okay.
of lemon jelly,
Okay.
which I really like as well. So yeah, it's good. It's a good mix. It's very chilled. Very chilled. And also, yeah, I'm going to shout out someone who's followed me on the Mixcloud, which is an actual follower from someone I don't know who's listened to two of my mixes, which is quite impressive. He'll never hear this
All
show,
right.
but Jacob
Not that
S.
you never know. Hey.
Jacob S. He's followed me. He's from Michigan, and he's listened
Thanks,
to two
Jacob.
mixes so far and favorited two, which I'm like, I very rarely get anybody outside of people I know listening, so it's kind of cool.
Okay.
So there you go. And that's it for me. Over to you, Duke.
Yeah, I will shout out. I had kind of a rough weekend with all the stuff going on, so I'll thank you everybody who showed me love during that frustrating weekend. And Brian on Twitter is always cool. I like him. And yeah, Antonio shared this awesome Simpsons thing with me. And yeah, everybody who you know who you are on Twitter. Yeah, Jacinta for sending in the speak pipes, and Fletch for sending in the speak pipes, and Derek for sending in the speak pipes, and everybody who's in the chat today, XJ Ryder and Antonio and SLH and Derek Steins, and everybody who's been in and not back, Step J's in, and yeah, everybody who hears our voices, thank you for listening to our voices, because they're annoying sometimes. But you listen anyway.
Wow, that
so
was.
Yeah, I appreciate it,
Duke.
That was definitely annoying.
I had to prove how annoying my voice
Don't
can
ever
be.
do that again. That was awful.
I won't do it again.
Jesus Christ. Ginny, hopefully a quieter shout out from you.
Yeah, just a shout out to Antonio. So thank you for covering for me last week while I was sunning it up in sunny Ireland. Yeah, that was it. And then, very exciting. I've got a snooker tournament cup game.
Oh,
good
individual.
Luck.
So
Wowzers.
if everybody in the league, I practice with a few different people. Some of them are really good players, and I can draw anybody in the league, in the whole West Midlands League, and I drew the one guy who plays me a lot in practice, and he's very very good. And
Oh dear.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
But you're gonna stomp the floor with them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I beat him. I know I can beat him, but he is very very good. So I'm like, because I was rooting for him. I watched his game the other day, and I was like rooting for him, and I was like, I hope you get through, and he got through, and I was like, oh no, he's got to play me. So, yeah, I'm in a few tournaments. I've entered loads of tournaments. I never do that, like when I played like 10 years ago, but I'm just getting much more practicing. So I'll keep you updated on the exciting stuff. Snooker.
Cool. That's it, people. Thanks for listening.
We're done.
Support the VG Hub Extra Life crew. They're raising money, and I threw some bucks at some of them. They're at like $2,500 at this point, which is good.
If you Google Extra Life VG Hub, if you just Google Extra Life VG Hub, there you go. You go straight to it. They have raised, drum roll, Eric.
Yes, I got you. Hang on.
That's your drum roll.
When a tempo isn't specified, any reasonable person would default to lento.
We're sticking with that one, Duke, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Is $2,180. That's how much they've raised so far.
Yay! Good job, y'all. Keep raising. Keep donating, people. Cough up that dough.
The SEAL Team podcast are doing a collective 24 hours between them.
Okay, nice.
A lot of people agree that that is a completely legitimate way of doing it. I would say that's the pussy way of doing it.
Pussy way.
But it's all for charity, so it's all fine. But Greg has raised the most. He's raised $675. Not that it's a competition, but it really is.
I donated enough to get Kim to her goal, so I felt good about that.
Yeah, Kim has reached a goal of $200. Seal podcast are on $50. And the Wallowitz family is on $625. Gary DeFelice is $630. So I need to join that roster and get on it. So I will do that. So if you Google VG Hub Extra Life, it will take you to the page. And by the time you do that, I should be on there. I think I should log in.
Yeah,
and
I
sort
didn't
it
realize you
out.
were doing it this year.
Well, I don't know. I suppose I just sort of do it. No, it's just a thing that happens.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
So yeah, I'll just have to sort it out. Get on it.
Yeah, huh? Enchantment?
I don't know, Duke. I kind of liked it.
There you go. That's it. We're done.
There you go. We're done, people. Stop listening.
There you go. Stop listening. Turn it off. Now. Have you done? Have you stopped?
I hit stop on the recording.
Very good.
Stop.
I gotta go do my whites under my laundry. I did my dark underwear, but or my dark clothing, but I haven't done my light.
Okay.
Colored. You may have noticed I'm wearing the sweatshirt because it's cold.
Good. I hope you're wearing underwear too. Just saying.
Well, of course.
Just saying.
It's not something you really need to hope about with me.
Well, that's good news.
Oh. Yeah.
Right.
Bad
Anyway,
news is I haven't graded a single paper tonight.
yeah. No, the bad news is I'm back
Okay.
at work tomorrow.
Oh no! So am I, Stu. I've been off for a week.
Ugh.
I've been off for a week,
Oh,
Stu.
you'll have
I'm
to
back.
I've been off for a
work.
week
Poor
as
both
well.
of you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've done anything though. By the way, right, Duke, are you going? Because I want to just have a very quick chat with Chinny about Squid Game.
Oh, I guess I should go then.
Oh
You
wow!
should go, 'cause
I won't let the door hit me on the way out. Have a good
Wow,
night,
how
y'all.
rude.
Spoiler. Big spoiler.
It's fine. I appreciate the heads up. All right,
Yeah,
peace.
you don't want to.
Bye,
You don't want to
dude.
hear. Is he gone?
He's
Is he
on.
gone?
Yeah, we're still
He gone?
live on the stream, so.
Oh well,
you
if you've not seen Squid Game, go now because I'm going to talk
Step J.
spoilers
Hi, Step
very
J.
quickly. So anyone who
Okay.
hasn't seen Squid Game, if you've not seen it and you're still on the stream, you need to go
now.
because I blew Millie's mind with Squid Game. Ginny, I did.
Go on.
Because the second episode in, she finished it, came downstairs and she's like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, on the second episode, but I think there's something dodgy about the old dude.
Oh, is that what you said?
Second episode in, right? I'm like, there's
Why?
something weird about him. I don't know. And I told someone at work as well who finished it, and they were like, oh, well, you'll just have to keep watching it. And I'm like, there's something weird about the old dude. And she said she went upstairs to Adam, my boyfriend, and it's like, my dad just said he's figured it out. He's already figured it out.
No,
right? And I
well,
was like,
there is
well.
something weird about him. The fact that he's number one.
Well, I said that. I said I think it's his number one, and also I don't know, there was just something weird about him.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
like-
fact that he's old.
I'm like, I think no. My actual words were, I think the old dude has something to do with it. Is what I actually said.
I just thought, why is he number one?
Yeah.
Like
the number
what?
one thing.
I thought like maybe he'd done it many times or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he'd won it like a few times. So I thought.
Well, then he did throw me, with the marbles. I'm like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And then
Yeah.
obviously at the end, I'm like, no, I fucking knew it.
Yeah. No, that's what I thought. I thought maybe like he's won because he's won it loads of
Yeah.
times, and like everybody's writing him off. And when when he did the tug of war, and
Yeah.
like I was like, here we go. Like he's obviously done this before.
Yeah.
And then he died, and I forgot about my rule was if you don't see him die,
See him die.
they don't die.
Yeah,
And we never saw
yeah.
a dead body. We saw the
Well, we heard the shot, supposedly.
we saw like the Pakistani guy's body,
Yeah.
but we didn't see the old guy's body ever.
No, we didn't.
And I was like,
And Millie felt even more cheated because she cried when he got killed. Or
Yeah.
She thought he'd been killed. She cried and she was like, and he was horrible. I'm like, well, there you go, I
it was
guess.
all an act.
It
He
was
was
all an act.
pretending that he lost his marbles while playing
Exactly.
marbles,
Exactly.
but he didn't.
I was like, I bloody knew it. I said to Millie, I bloody well knew it. And she's like, I know. She's like, Adam couldn't believe it. Adam's like, what the fuck? Because neither of them two had even suspected him or anything. I was just like, nah, I bloody
I
knew
didn't
it.
really like that reveal, to be honest.
No, I knew it though. I just knew.
I just didn't like it. I was like, oh, that's a bit shit, really.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was good though. I thought the whole show.
I thought the show was very, very good. I thought it was very, very, very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal. brutal. But yeah, Chinny, I definitely recommend watch Cruel Summer with Tara. I think she'd like it as well. It's an interesting take on the missing person thing.
Yeah, it's too
Pretty
much
good
to watch.
I know. Yeah. What are we? Oh, we're watching Ted Lasso, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. It's just even if you don't like football, it doesn't matter.
No, I know. Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. It's great. Right, I'm gonna go because I've got to get up early in the morning. I'm back at work. Damn it.
So same.
All right, mate. See you later. Have a good week at work. We'll sort out some poker. We'll figure out some time to do that.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Speak to you soon.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.